crown like cold winter light. Scroll in hand, 7 seals. Every word cuts and heals. Like drums, sword raised high, kingdoms come, peace unstitched by a single roar. I hear thunder at my door, wars and rumors of wars, spoken like a curse in the dark. Every headline, every scar is another cracked heart in the ark. Wars and rumors of wars, hey, echo from the prophets and seers. When the Lamb breaks the seal, all the old world shakes with our fears. Black horse ways, bread and bone, steel stilled hard, iron stone. Measure grain by a dying sun, silver short for
Check.
everyone. Pale horse waits, eyes like ash. Graves awake, tombs unlatched. Hades hangs on a trailing chain. Every pole spells your name. Wars and rumors of wars, spoken like a curse in the dark. Every headline, every scar's another cracked heart in the ark. Wars and rumors of wars, echo from the prophets and seers. When the Lamb breaks the seal, all the old world shakes with our fears. Fifth seal opens. How long? How long? Blood at the altar becomes a song. Sex seal shatter, sky like glass. Kings of the earth hide in the cracks. Wars and rumors of wars, spoken like a curse in the dark. Every headline, every scar is another cracked heart in the ark. Wars and rumors of wars, echo from the prophets and seers. When the Lamb breaks the seal, all the old world drowns in its fears.
All right. Let's get started with the show. Let's see if do my buttons work? Are my buttons working? No, where they're not working. I guess not. I guess I have to do it manually or something like that. Oh, sorry. I don't want to do a shameless plug right now. There's Brian Karem's window. Just me by myself. Okay, there we go. That'll work. And then where did my little chat window go? It just kind of vanished. Is that how it's going to be? Am I going to have to start this all over again, you swine? Let's see. There's the... I almost said the C word and we got in big trouble. All right. How about this? Let's see. Let's check this and something. One guest one. We're trying to do this one. Oh, I see. I don't know why it went. There you are. The chat button, it just went cattywampus all of a sudden. So 1, 2, 3, and started to do the chat. And there you go. Okay, good. All right, took a minute. Man, oh, Shevitz. Okay, so we're live on Instagram. We're good on all of our other streaming services. We're live, and because I'm firing on all cylinders, I have to say it was nice to of Joe Walsh to come on the show this morning, and our dear friend Brian Karem, always a pleasure. And Joe Walsh complimented me on the fact that I am on all channels all the time, except, of course, Shitter. He pointed out that I'm on all channels except Shitter, but that's specifically for a reason. I don't feel the need to basically fill that place with interaction, which is the key to a social media's site's health, for no good reason, especially supporting who runs it and that. So screw those people. There's plenty of other outlets, and I'll jump to the next one. I don't care. Thanks. I thought the AM show was good as well, Narachi. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I thought it was actually pretty darn good. Yes. By the way, if you'd rather watch me in landscape and it's a problem for you, it's totally doable. I'm just doing it so that people can watch however they see fit. I'm not living it. Hi there, Robin from Ocean Park. Yeah, fuck shitter. I'm not gonna go into that. Who needs it? And yeah, where are we going? Okay, check. And Joe was taking a lot of hits in the chat. I mean, people are gonna do that. I really do think we. I mean, I guess it's all. I mean, I don't even think it's worth a criticism. Here's what I would say is, when you are acting in your, however you acting online, are you living up to the best version of yourself? Are you, indicative of the best version of what you are presenting to the world? And that doesn't mean you can't be snarky and the like. But the idea is that, you know how I have the hoverboard fallacy, which is the idea that you can't have. Everything falls apart in Back to the Future 2 because if you have the hoverboard, that technology would require thousands of other inventions to already exist before there was a toy you could use to defy gravity. Do you understand? Like, there would be no wheels on cars. You wouldn't need friction to get off the planet anymore. Like, it's insane. So if you have a hoverboard, all these other things would already exist. And so we get into very silly areas with that. That said, there's also what I would call the Nickelback fallacy, which is if you tell me you hate Nickelback and in your voice is some sort of real kind of like, fuck you, Nickelback, then I know not to take it seriously when you don't like, I don't know, Stephen Miller, Nazis, the IDF and what they're doing in Gaza, Russia, and all that. Like, if your standard is, I hate this and I hate this, and basically they're equal in what I talk about online, then I don't take your self-righteous anger seriously at all. And so in the case of like Joe Walsh, if you're that mad at Joe Walsh, for example, for still being a conservative but leaving Trump and actually voting with Democrats to try and oust him or whatever, like, take the victories you can get. This all or nothing horse shit isn't even true in your own life. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. Now, speaking of wrecked, though, I have seen the clip, and I'm sure you have too, and I played a little bit of it this morning when our dear friend Brian Cameron was on, of Trump walking out of the interview on Meet the Press with Kristen Welker, and we just see the tail end of it. We're going to watch the whole thing, because one of the things that the Trumpies like to do is say that we take things out of context over here in the Democratic media world, and I don't do that. So you and I are going to watch it together because I'm not going to watch it alone. And so hit the like, share the show. It's Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Also, I would like to warn everyone right out of the gate. Why is my buttons not working? I know, this is insane. Hold on 1 second. Let me just, was there? Open Ecamm Live. It is open, you swine. All right. I guess it's not seeing it somehow. Or maybe if I close this, close the Stream Deck, and then reopen the Stream Deck situations, maybe it'll wake back up. Sometimes my buttons get stupid. You've been there. Let's see, in the applications situation, we'll go down to the Elgato Stream Deck, opening that. Sometimes things need an update and an upgrade and an updraft and a whatnot. Yeah, it just doesn't see it. Yeah, it thinks Ecamm is closed because it's stupid. All right, well, I'll just do it manually. I don't care. Like, I care. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem. I can do it. That's fine. I don't even need your help anyways. Stupid buttons. Here you go. This is this situation. And I will warn everyone up front, although the angle he's at, because he's in that kind of shitting his pants, uncomfortable, forward lean, desperate, this woman isn't believing my bullshit stance that he has, that there's not a ton of nunt, but it's definitely there. It's definitely, there's clearly some nuntage happening. Hold on. Now, do I have to do it Yeah, it looks like that. I'm gonna have to do this manually while it wakes up. Okay. Either way, I can do that. I'm not afraid. I'm all right with that. Just consider yourself warned. He's also an orange, sweaty mess, and the hair over here is doing this like Ford Fairlane fendering that it's been doing the last little bit, mainly to draw attention away from how thin this is getting from Game but whatever. Look over here. Yeah, so full on nut warning. Here we go. Good luck. See you on the other side. The full interview.
Good Sunday morning.
Not so good, but hold on. Okay, we'll skip.
Trump, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. We are going to talk about
in Wisconsin on manure.
Your visit while you're.
By the way, there is no way that barn doesn't smell ripe. It's that fresh cut grass and cow shit smell
here in Wisconsin, but
which you can't notice when you're around him because his diaper's always full.
I'd like to start off by talking about the major issue that you are focused on every day, which is Iran. Mm-hmm. Sunday will mark 100 days since the first strikes. Your Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, said that the war had concluded. And yet just this week, Iran attacked U.S. allies in the region, calling it retaliation for a set of U.S. airstrikes. Is the United States at war with Iran?
Well, they've been largely decapitated, and I call it a military exercise because people would rather have it called that. It's not.
Okay, no, he doesn't. He just, that's a new rephrasing of his excursion words, a military exercise. No. Exercises are actually where you're firing blanks and it's all fake. I mean, this is just dipshittery. Also, if you're on Facebook, please give me a angry emoji or a thumbs down in the emoji that's available at the top of the thing. Help us get out into the broader stream of things. And also, yes, he does look like hammered shit.
It's not a big war for us. It's not. We have the most powerful military in the world. I built it, frankly. I built it in my first 4 years, and I'm using it a little bit in my second 4 years. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone.
No, it isn't. The Air Force, half of it's parked in Pakistan.
Their anti-aircraft is gone. They might have built it up a little bit over the last 4 weeks.
So it's not gone. If it's built up over the last few weeks, then it wasn't gone in the first place because they wouldn't be able to build it back up, I suppose. And it's there now. So it's obviously not gone.
This little ceasefire that we did at the request of some very good people, very, very fine people from, actually from numerous places, as you know. You know, there are a lot of people involved, but from Pakistan in particular, the Field Marshal and the Prime Minister.
What? Okay. We're not doing a ceasefire because Pakistan asked us to nicely.
And
he just couldn't remember he couldn't remember Israel and Saudi Arabia.
We're very close to having a deal, and if we don't have a deal, we'll do it one way or the other. Either way, we win.
Also, we're not very close to a deal, or you wouldn't even have to talk like that, I suppose.
Do you want to talk about the...
Jimmy says, super chat, please talk to Henry Rollins someday. I would love to. He's a very gentle soul. I feel like I would scare him off. Yeah.
In terms of any potential deal in just a moment, but let me just follow up with you. You did post on social media just this week
some random shit.
My final negotiations to end the war with the Islamic Republic of Iran. There is a naval blockade in place, which technically is an act of war under international law. So is this a war as long as there's a naval blockade in place?
Well,
I can't say war because legally we're trying to stop the war for 60 days so that we can start it back up for another 60 days. It's been 100 days. 40 of that has been fake ceasefire, so...
A blockade, it's been extremely effective, and the reason we have it is they try to blockade, and now we blockaded them.
Sure. Yeah. We have a blockade because they were blockading, and we weren't going to have a Mr. President. We cannot have a blockade gap. I guess if there's a gap, there's no blockade. You know what I'm talking about. God damn it.
And as you know, they're losing $400 to $500 million a day. It's not sustainable for them. They have an economy that
it's not sustainable for the rest of the world either.
It's shot in addition to everything else. Their leaders are gone. Their generals are gone. Their first tier and second tier are gone. Much of their third tier is gone.
So again, who the fuck are you talking to? And how do you know that the people you're talking to can actually implement a peace deal?
But they put up a blockade, and so we blockaded them, and we have
I'll see your blockade and raise you a blockade. You're stopping everything? Well, I'm stopping what you're stopping. What isn't stopped is going to be stopped in this way. Stop it.
the ultimate blockade.
Basically, let me explain to you. I will mime for you now what's actually happening in terms of what he's saying. I will an interpretive dance. That's what we're saying. Like, to imagine two people. That's what's. This is what he's doing. This is okay. That's the blockade. The international sign for blockade.
I don't consider that a war, but if you want to define it as such, I guess you can.
It's not she, shithead. She just told you it's international law. If you're blockading somebody, it's an act of war.
Well, how do you define it?
I don't define it at all. I don't think about it. I just do what I have to do.
But if you're not specifically calling it a war, would you consider sending some of the troops who are stationed there, who were sent because of Operation
You
Epic
mean
Fury
boots on the
there,
ground?
home?
Are you
No, would
talking
you
about-
consider sending them home if it's not technically a war?
We don't need as many troops. I think it's just like it's on the to err on the side of caution. We have
In case, just we need to send troops into Iran for cautionary measures, just for some safe suck.
a lot of people there. They're very safe. If you think we beat Venezuela, we lost nobody. We took
All right, we didn't beat Venezuela. We kidnapped their leader. This is so stupid. So stupid you can see. It's just so stupid. All right.
over the whole country. We lost nobody. We have a great relationship, by the way, with Venezuela. Venezuela is doing very well, but we lost nobody. We've lost 13 people here, and that's a lot. 13 people too many. But if you look at Vietnam, where hundreds of thousands of people were killed, if you look at any one of the last 7 or 8 wars where many, many people were killed, we lost 13.
He does realize we're still in this, right? Also, by the way, I guess he's just not counting anybody in the region, in Lebanon and Israel and, Qatar and Kuwait and stuff like that. Any of their civilians that get killed don't count. It's just our 13 service members. Also, the people that were like maimed or injured, he's not even bothering to bring them up. Yeah.
And again, 13 is too many. I don't want to lose any. But 13 is less than anybody's ever even envisioned. I think.
No, well, a lot of us, especially during that whole no new wars horseshit you were talking, envisioned fucking zero.
We're doing a great job.
But so are you saying you would consider sending some of the troops home, sir? Some of the 50,000 troops who were sent there as a part of Operation
I would
Epic
say
Fury?
this. It costs us very little to keep them there. I don't consider them in danger. We have the best defense anyone's ever seen. We have the best offense anyone's ever seen. So I don't consider it danger. I would say it would be foolhardy to do that because maybe we may use them. It's unlikely, but
Use them.
I think we'll keep them there until such time as we have a completion. And when we have a completion, you will see things like you've never seen. The oil will go down. The stock market already, as you know, it's hit an all-time high. Even in the midst of it, it hit all-time highs. We had 73 all-time highs in a short period of time that I've been in office.
Yeah, but that happened after COVID too under Biden. Who cares? The stock market is detached from the economy.
Which is a record, by the way. And, we're doing very well. But the main thing is we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. Can't do it.
What is
And we won't do it.
Yeah, you just referenced the 13 Americans who
Yeah.
were killed, and I want to know what your red line is. What would trigger you to restart military action? Would it be Iran killing more American citizens?
Well, certainly that would be something that I would think about very seriously. But my red line would be if I think I wasn't going to make a deal or if I wasn't going to make a deal fast enough.
Sorry, if they can kill. If they killed American service people in the area, bombed ships or bases, killed our people, you'd still consider that part of the deal-making process.
So we're having very good negotiations with
No, they're not.
the people that are leading the country now. It's the third group that we've been dealing with.
Well, half the third group. The other half are dead.
and they are different. And you could say it's
They are different.
regime change, actually, because these are very different people. I find
Yes, they're more extreme.
them to be more rational, very smart.
Based on what?
Who is that? Who's leading?
Yeah, good question. There you go. Remember, that was the big question. Who? Fucking who? I need a. You know what I need? I need an owl puppet for this. I've got Matt the Rat, but I'm gonna need to get an owl puppet for if this drags on. Who? Who the fuck are you talking to? Who?
Leading
Well, I
the
don't want to go into
country?
names, but you know who they are. I mean, they're leaders. They're respected.
All right. Who then? What do you mean if you don't? Why don't you want to go into who they are? You don't want to embarrass them? If they're leaders and they're respected, then say their fucking name.
Respected by the people that have to respect them.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, let's just settle this right here. Him walking out of this had nothing to do with her pushing back, even though she did a great job later on pushing back on his whininess. He's currently shitting his pants and his brain is turning to mush, and he just had to leave. He already had a foot out the door. But they're respected by the people who have to respect them.
Very smart.
Who is that? Who's leading
Well, I
the
don't want to go into
country?
names, but you know who they are. I mean, they're leaders. They're respected. Respected by the people that have to respect them. They are calling the shots. We know that because we see it through various tests that we've given. It's a little bit.
Really? Did they have to say person, woman, man, camera, TV? This is Donald Trump on the phone with these leaders.
That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick. It's too heavy.
Oh, sorry. It was a, where is it?
If you get it in order, you get extra points.
That's right. That's what he told them. Okay, so here you go. We had a test to see if you're the actual leaders of Iran. Please repeat the following 5 words.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Right. And then, of course,
They're not allowed to be offensive, unfortunately.
all right. So,
Strange because you have leaders that have been there for a long time and they get wiped out.
well, then I guess they aren't there now. So what's the, sorry, are you negotiating with ghosts?
Then you have leaders that you also know, the second tier, and they get wiped out. All of a sudden, we're dealing with different people. But no, I think that
And those, and who would that be? Just one name. I mean, there's got to, somebody fucking flew from Iran to Pakistan to meet with Jared and Steve Witkoff or somebody. One of them.
we'll either have something done fairly quickly or we'll finish it out militarily.
Are you talking about the sun?
Well, yes. Either a deal will appear magically out of nowhere or we'll go back to killing people. And I'm proud to be an American when at least I'm Freddie Boo.
Of the supreme
Well, he's a
leader?
part of it, yes.
He has not been seen in public. What is
No,
his
but
status?
I
Have
do
you talked to
believe-
him directly?
I do believe they have great respect for him.
You do? You do believe that? You also do believe we were going to have a deal, what, 8 weeks ago before the war started? Within 3 days of it starting? What are you talking about? Yeah. Abdul, could it possibly be Abdul?
I see it. I mean, they want to get his concurrence.
Do you concur, sir?
They've said to me, they've said to others that they're looking for approval, and he is part of the approval process, absolutely.
Have you spoken to him directly? You
I have
said you
not.
want to meet with him.
No, I have not. I would if he'd like to, but I have not spoken to him directly.
Do you know where he is?
I will tell you, they do.
How he is?
Yeah. They do pay homage to him. I would tell you if they didn't.
Homage? It's disgusting. You're all drunk.
They seem to, based on what I see, they seem to respect him a great deal.
The people who are supposed to respect him anyways.
Do you know where he is? Do you know how he is doing physically?
I don't want to say whether or not I know where he is, but
You don't know where you are. Jesus Christ. I think I'm in a barn, but I'm so used to smelling shit. I honestly could be. This could all be a fantasy. I could be upstairs in the East Wing.
there's a good probability that I do.
Is he inside Iran?
Wait, listen to that again. Wait. So, do you know where he is? I don't want to say, but there's a good possibility that I do.
I know where he is, but there's a good probability that I do.
Is
Oh, that's good. I don't want to say if I know where he is, but there's a good probability that I do know where he is. What on a scale of 1 to derp? What do you think, derp?
Say whether or not I know where he is, but there's a good probability that I do.
is he
Honestly, what the fuck does that mean? What in the ever loving shit?
Oh, hello there.
So I don't want to say whether I know where he is, but there's a good probability that I do. Oh God, what a dumbass. Okay. All right,
Is
we
he
gotta get
inside
through.
Iran?
We gotta get through this shit. All right, this is gonna kill me. I just know it.
Iran?
I'd rather not say that.
Sorry, I didn't hear her question. I was too busy laughing at his last answer. Oh God.
Where he is? Do you know how he is doing
I
physically?
don't want to say whether or not I know where he is, but there's a good probability that I do.
Is he inside Iran?
I'd rather not say that.
Okay.
No. Yeah. I'd rather not say because I'm wrong.
Okay, he is the son of the last supreme leader,
Yeah.
who was obviously a hardliner. Is this younger Khomeini any
Is he harder than the last one?
better for the United States than his father was?
Younger?
So he'll die of natural causes. Further in the future, he's got more time to fuck with us.
I think more rational.
Based on what? The loss of leg?
Injured. He's pretty badly injured.
Rational, but injured. Jesus Christ. What is this, his Tinder profile? Oh my God. I'm describing the leader of Iran.
Khomeini any better for the United States
Is he any better for the United States? Go.
than his father was?
Younger. I think more rational. Injured. He's pretty badly injured. So there's a certain bravery there. A lot of people.
What? What do you mean there's bravery there? Some people wouldn't even want to go on missing a limb. They just take the easy way out. What in the world? He's young. He's virile. He's got big thighs and firm buttocks. His oiled up muscles. Brave, but also injured.
A lot of people, if they were injured that badly, they wouldn't be talking about, how we doing with the United States. They'd have other things on their mind.
Like what? Laying in bed with a juice box? What the fuck are you talking about? This is because he was just in the hospital for fucking 5 days, ignoring everything.
So there's a certain bravery there. But
Why? What do you mean? What is that? What do you mean brave? What I mean, you could argue like it would be braver in that situation to like keep the door shut and go, not my problem.
but he is very seriously injured, yeah.
Well, then how do you know if it's just? How do you know if he's alive or conscious? How serious? What are you talking about? It's very brave to fight the United States and gangrene at the same time.
What is the status of talks exactly in this moment? How close are you to making a deal?
Stop using the word exactly. Like he's filling his diaper with soup every time. Every time, it's like the opposite of every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings. Every time somebody says asks a question with the word exactly in it to Trump, he loses control of his bowels. Don't ask him. Don't ask. Exactly how would that work? All right.
Deal? Are we talking about days, weeks, months, Mr.
I mean, I
President?
think we're very close. We have a couple
Yeah, that's what you've been saying for for 90 days.
of points. They don't even seem like big points. They've conceded the fact that they will not have nuclear weapons.
No, they have not. They literally haven't. They have not conceded it at all. Fuck off. They have not. They did not. They will not. They have not. They might, again, if there's pressure to make them do it from China or Russia or Europe or all of the above, just like with the JCPOA, maybe. But get the fuck out of here. There's all right.
We had a clause in there that we will not develop nuclear weapons, and everybody was very happy with it except me. And I said, well, what happens if they not develop, but they go out and purchase, they acquire? I want
What if they have a lease with an option to buy? What if it's on loan?
to put the word, if they buy or purchase or acquire, you've got to have that in there too, because that's not developing. So they don't have the right to develop or purchase, acquire, or buy.
Have they pushed back against that? Is that one of the sticking
A
points?
little bit, and then
All right. A little. Have they pushed back a little bit? How do you, what the shit? You just said they agreed already.
they didn't.
Okay.
Sorry. They pushed back on that a little bit and they didn't. Okay. This is a place for Trump where
Against that? Is that one of the sticking
A
points?
little bit, and then they didn't.
they pushed back and then they didn't. And then we made progress, but we haven't. But we will because I think so. But if not, we'll just destroy them. And if we don't, we'll make a deal. And it won't be a bad deal unless I want to make a good deal and then bomb them. But I might do both.
Okay. You have been saying for months, Mr. President, that Iran is begging to make a deal.
True.
If they are so desperate to make a deal, why haven't they made a deal with you yet?
Because it's a very hard thing for them.
Yeah, emotionally. They are a proud people, and they do not want to make shame for themselves on the world stage. So they go back and forth. They waffle. Better to waffle, my friend, than to be seen bending over and taking it up the poop chute.
They've had great independence. They've dealt with very weak and ineffective leadership on behalf of the United States and
But enough about Pete.
other countries, frankly, that allowed them to get away with murder. And I think they can't believe they're in the situation where they've been virtually decapitated.
But if they're so desperate, Mr. President, why haven't they said yes to the terms you're
they're
proposing?
strong, they're proud.
Yeah, it's just attitude. They love all my points. They've read it. They're for it. They totally want to sign it. They're desperate, screaming. Everyone in the country is applauding. Please sign the deal. But they're just it's embarrassing, for them. So they want to, they're a proud people. And they don't want to feel shame, in front of their people.
There are things they never thought they'd be doing that they're going to have to do. They've got
But enough about your ex-wives.
no choice. And it takes a little while. You're talking about 47 years of getting away with whatever they wanted. I mean, this should have been done long ago.
Well, we did have an actual deal.
This should have been done by other presidents or other countries. It doesn't have to be us, other countries. But they were very close to having a nuclear weapon twice. That was when I terminated the Iran nuclear deal, which was a path. That deal, the JCPOA, that deal was tantamount to giving them a nuclear weapon. It was a
Yeah, no, it wasn't. No, that's and by the way, if you want to hear a Netanyahu talking point, that would be it.
horrible deal given by Barack Obama and really penned by him. It was a horrible deal. It was
Pinned by him personally. It wasn't auto-pinned by Biden while he was vice president. Also, considering you can barely sign your own name, I have honestly at this point, does anybody know how many consonants are in Trump's last name? Because the way he signs it, it's like 9. Also, the JCPOA was working. He tore it up, which is why, mean, and the only reason he got rid of it was not because it was a bad deal or that it was tantamount to giving them a nuclear weapon. It's because it had Obama's name on it. It was a win for him. He just came in there and started tearing up everything Obama did or attempting to dismantle it because he wants to throw his name on everything. And if you don't believe me, look at the VA Choice Act of 2014, which he takes credit for. But if you'll notice, the year kind of stands out.
It expired long ago. I terminated it. But had I not terminated it, it expired long ago. It was a short-term deal. It was a road to a nuclear weapon. They would have had a nuclear weapon 5 years ago.
But Mr. President, I'm curious because when you were campaigning, you said you would rip up the Iran nuclear deal, but negotiate a better deal.
That's
Why
what I'm
didn't you
doing.
negotiate a better deal at the time? Because after it was ripped up,
doesn't go that
there
fast.
weren't guardrails.
It doesn't go that fast. You can't like tear up a deal and then come up with a new deal right away. And of course, nobody expects you to like create a new deal that's better than the one that's in place and then have a continuation where there's no gap in having a deal. Who gets credit for that?
And they escalated their
Excuse
production
me.
of enriched uranium.
Excuse me. It takes years to do these things. These people
It only, by the way, I think it only took Obama, was it 20 months?
have been fighting for 47 years. They've been killing Americans. They've been taking off their legs and their arm and their faces have
They've been taking the faces off and putting them on Nicolas
hurt
Cage.
so badly and so horribly. I'm moving very fast. I'm into 3 months.
You tore up the deal in 2017.
Vietnam lasted 19 years. I'm into my 3rd month, and all I do is say, "Whoa, when are you going to win?" If I were
You say that? So what? Sorry, are you looking in the mirror in this little fantasy?
years, I'm into my 3rd month, and all I do is say, "Whoa, when are you going to win?"
All I do is say, "Oh, what are you going to win?" And I'm looking at the mirror and going, "Orange face, fat boy," and then I go, "Stop calling me that."
If I were a Democrat, nobody would be talking that way, but it doesn't
Well, I mean, I guess some Democrats talk to themselves and it's just not as rude.
matter to me. I've gotten so used to it. Look, we have totally
You've gotten so used to what? Criticizing yourself?
destroyed their military.
I thank you, Jennifer, by the way, for reminding everybody to subscribe. You are good people, and bless your heart.
They have some missiles left. They have some drones left.
Do you know how many missiles?
Yes, exactly.
I know exactly how many missiles, but I don't want to tell you. Also, I know maybe exactly where the leader is and whether he's injured or not. I don't want to say, but he might be in Iran or might not. I don't want to say, but I know exactly how many missiles. That many.
How many?
I don't want to tell you.
Can you get
Because then you'll start counting, and then when you get to 0, they're going to keep shooting, and then I look like a dickhead again.
give me a
But they have some
ballpark?
left. They have.
Somewhere between how many? Like, let's say 1. I think some is a plural number, though, don't you think? Some is like they've got some like 4. That works for me. 4, somewhere between 4 and 60,000. They got some left.
I know almost to the number,
Almost. He knew the number a moment ago, but it's a lot of time has passed.
and we know where they are too,
Yes, they're right under the supreme leader.
and we know where
He's sleeping on top of them.
their drones are, and we know where their drone factories are. Most of the drone factories have been knocked out. Most of the launching pads have been knocked out, and most of the missile manufacturing areas have been knocked out.
What's your definition of most? More than 50%? To me, most would be 80% plus, which means they would have 20% capacity still. But the question I want to know, and I think a lot of people are worried about, is where do they keep?
The Illudium Q-36 explosive space modulator.
I'm sure it's in the desert, buried under some glow-in-the-dark dust.
But they still have capacity. They have some missiles. They have some drones. I would say percentage-wise, maybe 21, 22% of their missiles. It's a lot of missiles.
Uh-huh.
But it's not what it was when we first attacked.
So you're saying they have 21, 22% of their missiles left?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Now he's like, notice the rocking, the soothing rocking back and forth. He realizes he said too much.
Let's talk about what specifically you are demanding.
Don't say specifically. It's just as bad as actually. Chris, why would you do that to him? He can't ask him specifics. What's wrong with you, lady?
Part of this short-term deal. Will the United States agree to a deal with Iran that doesn't explicitly and immediately give up its nuclear enrichment program on the front end?
Well, depending on when you say immediately, look.
Yeah, I've always wondered about immediately, because immediately could be now. A lot of times, to some people, immediately is always 2 weeks away. All right, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna put my cheese in the wind and see. I know I'm taking a big risk, but to me, immediately means immediately, like nowish, when a circumstance occurs. Immediately after means that occurs, and then within seconds, perhaps no more than 20 minutes, immediately, or as part of the initial. Jesus Christ.
It is buried under mountains because our B-2s were incredible. The pilots of our B-2s were unbelievable.
No, it's quite believable. And also, by the way, these are bombers. They're not fighter jets. Did they play footage from Maverick? I think they did.
And it's buried. They can't get it. The only two countries that could take it, that have the equipment to take, you have to understand, 3 mountains have fallen in on them, right? So you understand that.
No, they have not. We have not collapsed 3 fucking mountains.
Because the fake news was going around saying, oh, maybe they didn't hit their target. 1 o'clock in the morning, pitch black.
Also, nobody said that, asshole. Fuck you. Wait a minute. The news was not saying that the B-2s didn't hit their targets. What they were saying is that those targets are not the only sites. They hit 3 places, and there may be as many as 7 places where they have stored their nuclear material and their missile capacity for it and the systems, and that they might have redundant versions of that. So if you hit the 3 main sites, there might be 4 other sites. That's the concern. And from the way Iran is acting, that seems to be the case. They're not like, oh shit, you blew up our 3 sites and they're under a mountain each, so I guess we're screwed. Tap out. They didn't do that because they've got other sites. Nobody is blaming the fucking pilots. And this asshole is just hiding behind the people in our military, making it look like the press are attacking the people who bombed the site. When even if they did or didn't hit their targets, that's still not the responsibility of the pilot in that situation, because they are given their targets with a laser. It's the leadership that is at fault. This motherfucker will hide behind veterans and people in our service it's like he's hiding behind a skirt.
Pitch black, no moon, no nothing.
Also, what the fuck difference does it make if it was day or night, asshole? These are laser targeting systems. What, do you fucking think they eyeball it?
Every one of those bombs went right down those chutes and blew up.
Did they hit the ladders while they were at it?
They can't get it no matter what. I mean, they can get it, I guess, with years of work. But the only 2 countries that can get it are us and China, because
what if they have another tunnel into the place? You collapsed the entry points and the top part of the facility, but the rest of the stuff is buried further underground, and they access it through the other side of the mountain. I mean, we have created redundancies like that. Why wouldn't they?
Because we're the only 2 with the equipment that's capable of doing that kind of work. And it would take weeks of digging.
Weeks of digging. Yes, because these people don't have plows.
So the answer is, yeah, we're going to do it immediately. We're going to start looking very quickly, and we'll do it with them. If we make a deal,
With
we'll
China.
do it with them. No, we're going to do it with the Iranians. So if we make
You're going to start looking with the Iranians? I'm fairly certain they know where it is. So how about we look and they point?
a deal, that means we'll be friendly. We'll do it with the Iranians. if we don't make a deal, we may do it or we may just watch it. You know, we have cameras on it all over it. If anybody walked there, if you walked over there, I would be able to read your first name on your lapel. And
Yeah, she doesn't wear a name tag, fuckwad. She's a reporter.
these are cameras up in space. It's pretty amazing technology. Space Force.
No, these are just satellites.
We have cameras all over the site. We know if anybody goes there. If anybody went there, any digging mechanism, any truck, any tractors, anything,
If they started to farm,
anybody went there, we would know. We will take care of it. Is that wind or what?
Is that
it's rain.
rain?
What is that?
This would be the first of multiple interruptions due to the weather. Rain hitting the metal roof, making it difficult for both of us to hear each other. So as we're having this conversation, we can hear a little bit of rain.
A little.
No, a lot of rain.
A lot of rain. Let me try to get a clear understanding of how the United States would get the nuclear material out. You've called it nuclear dust.
Yeah.
Will you and would you be open to sending
To snorting it.
in U.S. forces to retrieve the
Yeah.
nuclear stockpile?
So the official name is highly enriched uranium.
I call it nuclear dust, but what they call it is highly enriched uranium. Oh my God.
And I call it nuclear dust because it seems to be nice and everyone understands it better.
No, they don't. Everybody mocks you for it. It's fucking ridiculous. Stop calling it that. You sound like a toddler.
And it's sort of cute, and
It's not better and sort of cute.
people picked it up.
Yes, they picked it up and went, does this smell rotten to you?
But the way you do it is if we make a deal, that now
The way you do it is you send in these giant Roombas.
we're friendly, we'll all go together. It'll be our equipment. We'll take it out and destroy it, whether it's on site or whether we take it off site.
So that would require U.S.
Take it out and destroy it. What do you think the fuck do you think you do? Put it in a fucking cave and blow it up?
forces.
Well, that will require we will have a deal. We'll be friendly. In other words, we will have made a deal.
Uh-huh. And in this fictitious deal, also, by the way, he's starting to, you can tell he's eyeing the exit. This is where he's starting to like, I want to leave because the rain is scaring me because it's loud on the roof. Hold on. Let me see. Where are we? I'm just going to make sure that, yeah. In case you're just joining us, there's a lot of options where his nunt's going to be really visible once he starts panicking and want to get out. It's basically like a dog in a thunderstorm at this point.
And we will be at peace.
We will be. Everlasting peace.
And we will go with them or without them. But we won't have people shooting at us, okay? Now, if we don't make a deal, then we're going to take them out militarily, very harshly. And we'll wait till we do that before we go, in which case we'll have safety either way.
Mr. President,
Yeah, that's not, it's not actually a thing. You know, he knows that, right? That's just fucking gibberish. Like, there's no way it works out like that.
I wonder how
Or any, by the way, any of those ways, because it seemed to be multiple options.
long are you willing to give Iran to make a deal? How much longer? You've been talking for
Well, I
quite
wouldn't
some
say
time.
that. Well, you really haven't. You were in Vietnam for 19 years.
So we could just have a 19-year ceasefire.
You were in Iraq for
She was?
many years. You were
Who the fuck is you, asshole? You're an American, right?
in Korea for many, many years. You were in all the. I won't even.
Why does he say you? This is odd. This is brain fart territory. This is like he does this with the press line later on as well. Why are you, you were in Vietnam. You? Well, he certainly wasn't because he got 5 deferments.
Even talk about World War II, because that was the big one, and we don't want to ever have that. But you were in all these different wars for many years
Yeah, Kirsten, what's your problem? What, you warmonger?
with thousands and thousands of people killed. We've had 13 people killed, which I hate. We've had 13 people killed, and that includes 2 wars. That's Venezuela.
No, it does. That wasn't a war. Venezuela wasn't a war. It was an abduction, you weirdo.
That's Iran.
But do you have a cutoff
No,
point
but you
in
keep
your
talking
head?
about speed, Kristen. You were in Vietnam for 19 years,
No, she was not.
and you're telling me about 3 months. And in 3 months, I've demolished the Navy, the Air Force, anti-aircraft. They have no radar. They have no nothing.
Well, then why aren't they making a deal? Sorry, they have no military whatsoever, and they're still giving you the finger? What kind of a blazing pussy do they think you are?
I demolished their leaders. Their leaders are gone.
Do you know
Back to who the fuck are we talking to then?
where all of Iran's nuclear material is? sir?
Yes. Yes.
Is it under the wounded leader who might be very badly wounded, but also brave?
Would you unfreeze any Iranian assets or lift any sanctions up front as a part of any
No.
deal? So that would come after
Comes after, yeah. If
They
they behave,
turned
if they do
over
a good
their
job, we
nuclear
start
enrichment.
talking. Yeah.
material.
Right, which they've said that unless you have to do that first or they won't move on to the nuclear stuff. Gee, it's almost like I've been right all along that there's never been a deal.
Like Obama. Obama flew a Boeing 757, a plane I know very well. They took the seats out and they loaded it up with $1.7 billion in cash from the banks in Maryland and
It didn't come from here. It was frozen assets from Qatar.
Virginia and D.C. They emptied out the banks and they gave them 1.7 in green and they gave them
In green.
tens of billions of dollars, just kept giving them money and it didn't
No, we didn't.
work.
Would any, again,
That
Mr.
never works,
But
by the
again,
way.
Mr. President, you promised that you were going to negotiate a better deal. Do you
I
wish you'd
haven't.
done it in your first term when you ripped it up at that before you ripped
No,
up
they
the
weren't
deal?
ready. No, this is much better. This is much better.
They weren't emotionally ready. You know, they weren't as proud as they are now.
If I would have done it in my first term, Israel wouldn't have been ready. Hear that sound of thunder, lightning,
Is that going
rain?
to interrupt, guys?
No,
Okay,
people will understand. We're on a farm.
that's true. Will any deal you make include the release
Sorry, it only rains and thunders on a farm?
of Americans
Oh, that's where the water goes because that's where the plants, it's what plants crave. Sure.
who are being held by Iran?
Well, we talk about it, and
Angular Merkin says, he says you because he's a foreign agent. I've noticed it before. Yeah, he does talk like Putin. It's like he's quoting Putin. And thank you for the 666 super chat helping me to buy 666 Fifth Avenue. You can do that using a super chat or, of course, through the Venmo if you choose for to have.
we'll see. Nobody really has an accurate list of who they are, what they are, or if they're being held. But if they're
Wait a minute.
Who are being held by Iran? What
Sorry.
would make include the release of Americans who are being held by Iran?
well, we talk about it, and we'll see. Nobody really has an accurate list of who they are, what they are, or if they're being held. But if they're
Do you know where they are? I do, but I'd rather not say.
We've been talking about it. Nobody really has a list. You know that, right?
Nobody really has a list. Does anybody kind of have a list? Is there a... Did somebody jot down any names?
You know, you're asking me about. Nobody has a list.
But are you demanding a list? Are you demanding to know and saying
you're-
they've got to
you're
come
supposed
home?
to give me the list. I mean, do you know people that we're talking about? If you give me the names, I'll do my best to get them
Well, I
out.
Oh, she's not Iranian, you dumb motherfucker. What are you talking about?
don't think that's been reported.
Huh?
I don't think it's all of the people who've been held.
It's the State Department that would know who they are, not the press. You would know first, right?
All I'm saying is this:
No.
if you have a list of names, give them to me, and I will get them
But is
out.
it something you talk to them about?
We talk about people if they have them, but nobody knows who they are. Just like you don't know who they are.
You have openly said you've been frustrated by Israel's continued bombing of Lebanon. Are you and Prime Minister Netanyahu
Also, are you using the sound of this rain cover to piss yourself currently? Because it, quite frankly, it seems to smell like it. All right.
on the same page?
Yeah, we are. We get along very well. We've been great comrades. We did a very, very
Comrade?
big number on a certain country that was nothing but trouble for 47 years. I disagree with him on a couple of things.
Netanyahu and he are comrades, and they did a big number on a country. What was that country called again? Shit, the name of it. It was right on the tip of my tailbone.
I'd like
Lebanon?
I'd like to see Lebanon have a better life.
I'd like to see them settle down, give me some grandbabies.
I'd like to see
I'd like to see Lebanon have a better life. I'd like to see a peaceful revolution or resolution of hostilities between Lebanon and Israel. Hopefully, that involves the removal of Hezbollah, which is basically an Iranian satellite proxy that's in the country, almost creating a section of Lebanon into a small sub-state of Iran, kind of like the chunk of Georgia that Russia took, for example, or Chechnya.
to see a more surgical attack on Hezbollah. I think it should be more surgical.
A surgical strike. We've taught them not to feel. Oh, sorry.
And we can help
Performance is the task. Sorry, it's just I get Queensryche stuck in my head sometimes.
them with that, or we can recommend Syria. Syria is doing a very good job of cleaning up their act. They have a very good leader. They have a leader that's really
Sorry. So you want him to take over Lebanon too and help them? What is he, a janitor now?
done a good job in a short period of time, and he would love to help.
What? Huh? So, sorry, Syrian troops in Lebanon. That's going to be your answer.
Are you demanding that Lebanon be a part of the short-term
No,
deal
no,
that
no,
you're
I'm not at all.
negotiating?
I'm not demanding.
Okay.
I think they'd like to see it, but I'm not demanding.
Okay.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Is that to them, it is part of the deal. That's one of their must-haves. And to you, it's like, doesn't that look at the fighting that's gone on between Israel and Iran over the fighting in Lebanon.
I wonder if we should, let me just get a gut check here. Should we pause for 5 minutes and let this pass? I just want to be able to hear everything he said. The rain did not stop, but neither did our interview. When we come back, President Trump on his promise to never start a new war.
That's adorable. Okay, hold on.
Your consistent campaign promises was no new wars, going all the way back to 2015. Did you break that promise to the American people?
No. I had to stop a country, very powerful, very dangerous country, from having a nuclear weapon because.
By the way, if this is the point I want to hammer, and can some maggots finally address this in the crowd? Any Trump fans? If this was a battle that was 47 years in the making and necessary, and he knew it this whole time, why didn't he run on no new wars except I'm going to go fuck up Iran? We can't let them have a nuke. So if you elect me, I'm going to go in there and clean out that place. But every other place, we're not going to have any other wars. No new wars. That one we're going to settle. That's an old war. I'm going to pretend it's a war that's been going on for 47 years. And I'm going to pretend I'm going to end it. But I'm not going to start a new war, even though it's going to look like I start a new war, because I'm going to bomb the place first in an offensive manner twice in less than 8 months. Why didn't he run on it? If he knew this for a long time, he's president before. It's not like this is his first term. He tore up the last deal.
Because they'd use it. They'd blow up the world. They'd blow up the Middle East. They'd blow up Israel. They'd come here.
They are in the Middle East.
They'd blow up Europe. They're nuts, okay? They're crazy people.
Then why are you negotiating with them? What the fuck are you talking about? If the new ones are rational, why don't you let them have a nuke? Well, yeah, I mean, they're rational. They're not going to use a nuke on anybody.
I deal with
This is just gibberish.
and very high-strung people.
They're very high-strung, shrill voices. It's very difficult. Some of them will play with their tie in an exasperated fashion and say, "Sink me."
Little crazy. And get along with them.
They're crazy and high strung, but I get along with them. They're my friends. They're very respected by the people who want to respect
I
them.
like them, but you don't want to let them have a nuclear weapon.
Why do you like them? Hold on. Fuck that. I don't like them. I don't like you either. What do you mean you like them? What's to like? Give it, you know what? Make a list. Besides proud people, tell us all about what the best traits you think the mullahs and the IRGC have, besides their strategic geniuses that can blow people's faces off.
And I'm doing the world a service, but I'm doing our country a service. You know, it's America first. I'm doing our country a service. Nice rain.
It is
It's a nice ring.
raining hard. Okay.
But the answer is good. Let's just keep going.
Let's keep going.
Let's power through it, right?
Here, we paused nearly 5 minutes for the rain to pass and then picked up our conversation. So you're saying you didn't break your promise, and yet, Mr. President, in your first term, you held to that promise, and it was so fundamental to who you were as a candidate to a first-term president. What changed? Because you insisted no new
Look.
wars.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no war.
Yeah, it was a promise. It's more like a guideline. I was kind of like it's like a suggestion. You know, thank you for your attention to this matter. Not a, you know, you don't actually think I have principles, ethics, standards. Have you seen how I apply the orange makeup on my face? It stops right here.
Why would I have built the strongest military in the world? I built
Yeah, why would you build a military up if you're not going to bomb people? What? And I mean, think.
our military. I inherited a terrible military. We had no equipment. We had nothing. I built a tremendous military. Biden gave a lot of it away, but it's still a relatively small portion compared to what I built.
But you said it
Wait a minute,
over and
wait a minute.
over again, Mr.
Why would
President.
I build a military? Now,
Why would I build the military up unless I was going to start some new wars? Kirsten, are you even listening to me? Do you get what I'm saying? The people who said, he said no new wars. He said no, they weren't listening when I said I built up our military. Why would I want a $1.5 trillion military budget if I'm not going to start a new war? Where's the fun in that?
I didn't want to use this, but I'm doing you and everybody else a big favor. In the midst of the greatest stock market in history, in the midst of the most successful country, because as you know, in the last term, we were a dead country, Kristen.
No, we were not.
I know you.
He says that, by the way, partly because so many people died because of COVID, because he shit the
We're a
bed.
big liberal. We're a big progressive.
No,
But
I'm
we
just
were-
a journalist.
We were a dead country. A year ago, a couple of years ago, we were a dead country. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. And at the all-time hottest point, which is probably now,
Also, by the way, his standard is MBS told him that. Another rich asshole.
believe it or not, we just had all brand new stock market records today. But at the hottest point in the history of our country,
Also, he, in the same way that he came into office the first time right after the shale revolution, had introduced more oil, and he's like, we're producing more oil than ever. It's like, yeah, because shale came online, and it's been going up even under Biden the entire fucking time. Same thing happened with AI. AI broke basically in the second year of Biden, has been growing ever since. There's a whole new layer of industry on top of the stock market. That's what he's riding. It's not like all these like regular companies like Ford and Chevrolet and fucking Target are making bigger profits than ever. That's not the case. The return on investment for the rest of the stock market is languishing. There's just another like section been added to it.
our country, I took Scott, Howard, I took Pete, I took
Everybody, Scott, Howard, Pete, everybody who was either on Epstein's Island or would have loved to be.
everybody into a room. I said, I have to do this country, this world, the Middle East, Israel, everybody a favor. You have
Sorry, just out of the off the top of your head, you brought your entire cabinet and went, guys, fuck it. I've just decided. I was reading something. Where was the impetus? This would be the next if she ever gets another bite at this apple, which I doubt. She should ask him. You said you brought Scott Bessent and Peter Navarro and Shemp and Curly Joe and everybody into either the situation was at the Situation Room at the Oval Office, and you told them stock market's doing great, economy's awesome, but I'm going to have to do this thing in Iran. Why? What was the impetus for that? Did you get a new piece of information? Did somebody call you and go, uh-oh, they're this close. You missed last time. Did somebody tell you, there's 4 more nuclear sites? We fucked up. Right? Why did you bring them into the room? Why now? Why, after you'd bombed it and apparently obliterated their nuclear program, why in February of this year did you gather your cabinet in the Oval Office and go, guys, I've had a vision. The missiles are away, hallelujah. So why did you become Martin Sheen in the dead zone?
Iran, they're going to have a nuclear weapon.
I've had a premonition like Daniel.
Barack Hussein Obama signed the JCPOA. It was a horrible deal. Horrible deal. Listen to me.
She's about to interrupt and go, yeah, you tore it up last term. But why now?
It was a horrible deal. It was a path to them getting a nuclear weapon.
Again, why not solve it last time? You put them on a faster path.
They were very close to having a nuclear weapon. I terminated the deal. Wait. Then
Yeah, you could tell she's like, yeah, it sounds like with all due respect, Mr. President,
This is some bullshit.
seriously.
We see through it. This is some bullshit. Can't undo it. Say it loud. We won't quit.
All right.
Then I sent the B-2 bombers in about 9-10 months ago, and they totally obliterated the site, and I saved it. We had a choice.
You saved. Sorry, what'd you save? Honestly, you saved what? You saved America? You saved the JCPOA? You saved the nuclear side? That's
Totally obliterated the site, and I saved it.
saved what? Like half a sandwich for later?
We had a choice. We could let them have a nuclear weapon, or we could go along and have some beautiful days. But they would have, it's a judgment. They would have used the nuclear weapon. And you know what? When people hear that whole scenario, when they hear me say Iran was going to have a nuclear weapon, and they're crazy, they say you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, only the ones that don't know that you're full of shit. Gullible people. Oh, my goodness, that sounds terrible. Well, thank goodness this bloated orange buffoon is in charge of things. I would have missed it.
I don't think it's you'll do polls because they're all fake polls anyway, especially yours. But you do polls.
He's getting a little bitchy. He's getting a little bitchy.
I just won a big election. And the reason I won an election is people have confidence in me. I have good judgment. I had to make a judgment. Do I want to go along and have a country that's doing really well, but somebody is going to try and kill us? Or do I want to put out that horrible threat? And I did. I put it out.
Well, then why are we still there? If it's out, there's no threat anymore.
Put it out for many, many
Oh, God. Hold on. I think this is as loud as it goes. I beg your pardon.
years. Now I'm going to put it out permanently.
Check.
I'm going to do it either through negotiation, where we're very close to a deal, or I'm going to blow the hell out of them, to be honest with you. And it's going
Why start being honest now?
to be very easy for me to do. That's actually the easier path. So when you say I promised, I didn't promise anything.
Yeah. So anybody like Epstein files, that wasn't a promise. No new wars, that wasn't a promise. Tariffs making us all rich, that wasn't a promise. What's wrong with you assholes?
I don't like these endless wars. This is not an endless war.
Well, it hasn't ended yet.
We've been doing this for 3 months. Much of it has been under the form, a pretty good form of ceasefire.
Pretty good form of ceasefire. Also known as not a ceasefire.
The blockade has been amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our blockade of their blockade, obviously.
Navy is amazing. Our military
Yeah, it's incredible. I wasn't even aware that our military, with our nuclear submarines and nuclear aircraft carriers and destroyers and all that stuff, were able to scare civilian tankers into turning around. Amazing. We've blown up some of their engines. Crazy.
is the best in the world. Hey, we took over
Hey.
a very powerful country, Venezuela, a lot of soldiers, big, strong military. We took over Venezuela in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, we didn't take over it. The vice president there and everybody's still in power, and they're still as connected to the cartels as Maduro was. Sorry, do you think everybody Maduro worked with was just like, man, I can't wait till he's gone so I can be a good citizen?
We destroyed the capability of Iran in a matter of days.
Well, then why are we there?
Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
We still haven't.
Now I'm going to finish it. But
How do you finish destroying something that was already destroyed weeks ago?
remember, you were in Vietnam 19 years
She was. She must be exhausted.
because stupid people, you were in
You. This, honest to God, this sounds like he was just like he's getting talking points in his ear from
so
Russia.
many different countries. Every war you were in for years. Look at Iraq. Look what you were. You were there.
You were. This is really fucked up. I got. This is awkward. How he keeps saying that.
There for years. We're
To
there
the-
for. Listen, Kirsten.
And she should go. You mean we, right? The United States. We.
There for a few months, and the threat is largely over.
Largely.
Soon it will be over. But
Soon it'll be more or less largely over.
you cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon,
Yeah, Kirsten, get over there. Go dig up the nuclear dust.
or they will blow you up. There will be no Kristen. There will be no NBC.
That's the primary target. Yeah,
There will
Iran
be
hates
no
them.
Meet the Press. You will end the Meet the Press string.
Let me ask you though,
It will end the meet the press string. I would guess the string of victories, the string of high ratings. Is this where his brain fart is kind of going? He's obviously given up on the thought. Look at his face. He's like, I said something and it didn't really make a lot of sense. Shit. Okay.
during your 2016 campaign, you called the Middle East a quagmire.
It
What
is.
makes you so sure this won't become a quagmire?
We're not going to be there.
You're
We are there.
convinced this won't become a quagmire?
It's not a quagmire. Just wiped out the military of a very dangerous country.
Yeah, that's what they said after shock and awe in Iraq
And I
and the Taliban.
wiped out the nuclear threat. Let me tell you, if we left tomorrow, if we just said, all right, let's get out,
Yep. Then what?
it'll take them 15 or 20 years to rebuild back.
Well, then let's get the fuck out. We'll table this for a decade from now, and we'll still have a 5-year head start.
But I'm not going to give them even that chance. I'm not going to give them that chance. They can
Chance to what? Sign a deal and then pretend to go through with it?
not have a nuclear weapon. And if there was even a 1% chance that they'd have it, I wouldn't leave. We're almost finished. We're going to either have a deal, a strong deal, a meaningful deal, not like the Obama thing. Obama was a path to a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, he's been trying to say this for a while. Nobody buys it.
Mine is the exact opposite.
It's the opposite of a path. It's a rocket ship.
Mine is a wall. It's a wall, just like I built 1,000 miles of wall on our
Yeah, it's just like that. You know, the wall that anybody can climb over with a ladder made from like spare parts they got from Home Depot.
southern border. And by the way, I took the worst border in history and I made it the best border in history in a matter of weeks.
And yet,
Yeah, and all you had to do was lie about the numbers.
Mr. President, Iran was the closest to developing weapons-grade uranium after you ripped up the nuclear deal because there were no guardrails
Excuse
in
me.
place.
They were developing it during the nuclear deal.
All
You
right.
No, they weren't.
don't know that?
Let's
Iran, when Obama signed that stupid deal where he paid them billions and billions of dollars, he
All right.
thought he could bribe them. Listen to me. They were developing a nuclear weapon. That's how they got there. They got all
Nope. Nope. You had IAEA, you had Europeans, you had people checking stuff out. They might have been playing fast loose because they wanted to hide their military shit, specifically their ballistic missile systems. But no, you don't get to tear up the deal and go, they started doing that before I tore it up. Well, then they tore it up. Then why would you tear it up? Why wouldn't you just accuse them of violating it and go from there?
Got all of this uranium during Obama. You know that, don't you?
Let's
Well, that's
Hold on one second. Let's see. Du-du-du-du-du. Okay, here we go. Try to do this 1 second. Bringing something up 1 moment. Okay, there we go. Oh. One second. I take it back. You don't actually need anything to climb over it. This dude just did it without actually using anything because the shape of the because they made it square, you turn them and they're kind of diamond shaped way they're in the ground. You can press your foot against it, and it's kind of like if they made them round, it would make it harder to climb in theory. But because they've got flat surfaces and the way the flat surfaces are angled, it's almost perfect for climbing. So, yeah, there you go. The perfect wall. Yep.
That's how they got there. Don't say this. They got there. They developed it during the Barack Hussein Obama.
Yeah, then again, why did you tear up the agreement? Why didn't you just go to the UN and say they're violating it? If that was true, then your argument is they tore it up. Dipshit.
During his
and
administration.
they've escalated their development after the deal was
They didn't
wrapped up.
escalate
But
anything.
let's talk about the economy. I
Let
want
me
to
just
talk
tell you
about the
something.
economy.
If I didn't go in there with the B-2 bombers, they would right now have a nuclear weapon, and it could be that half of the world would be eradicated.
That's one big bomb there, I would say.
Let me
Sorry. So the Iranians, as soon as they got a bomb in 2 weeks, would blow up half the earth.
ask you about the economy.
That doesn't sound insane at all.
You got a strong jobs report today that beat
Not strong.
expectations.
Not strong. Really strong.
Beat expectations.
By how much?
It-
Triple.
172,000 jobs
Triple.
created. And yet, gas is up,
Temp jobs, by the way.
diesel is up.
It's all coming down as soon as the war's over.
Well, 70% of farmers
Is it though?
say they can't afford fertilizer. What's
The
your
farmers
message
are doing
to,
very well.
Let me ask you, what is your message to farmers, many who support you, but who say
All of
they're
them support
struggling?
me.
Who say
Because
they're
there's
struggling?
nobody been better to farmers. You know, I gave farmers last term $28 billion.
Yeah, no other president had to do that because they knew how trade worked. Hold on 1 second. I've got it. It's in here. Let's see. Date modified today. Yeah. Open this up. 1 moment, please. Yeah. This is from Bloomberg, by the way, about the price of oil. I picked this up yesterday because I was going to show you guys. The lack of risk taking has helped keep a lid on financial flows, while supply levers have averted the worst hit to the market. The question now is whether that can last without a peace deal. It's basically this anticipation that there's a solution just around the corner. Tom Baker, head of Vitol Bahrain, which is, by the way, also my favorite Doctor Who, Tom Baker, a unit of the world's top independent oil trader, said at a conference this week. But no matter how quickly production is restored, you're still left with a hole. Whatever you want to call it, 1 billion barrels of oil that is missing. So the idea that the price is going to come down is ridiculous, and also the money that people are spending on oil is effectively, on gas for their cars. They're just setting on fire. Also, things are going super awesome. And they're like, hey, it came down, and it's going right back up. This is the pump and dump arc right here. This is the same camel that he saw in the cognitive exam he took. All right. He's almost, whoops, get back out of here.
It's because China took advantage and other people. And you know who paid for it? China. Last term. I had a great first term. I had the greatest economy ever.
Also, China did not. He had that 3-tier deal that he made where they were supposed to buy $30 billion worth of soybeans, like farm products. They bought 10. That's a country that imports 80% of their fucking food, and they intentionally bought less just to fuck with us while he's going, Xi Jinping is my friend. I trust him when he says COVID's going to go away because he's a professional and he's handling it very professionally.
And you know what? This one's blowing it away.
What's your message to?
No, it isn't. There is no deal. He got his nuts handed to him in China. It's fucking ridiculous. They don't have the economy necessary to buy the shit he thinks they're going to buy. He's already counting the money on sales to China that aren't going to happen.
To farmers, though, Mr. President, who say they are struggling. They're struggling to make ends
Are you
meet.
ready? Am I allowed to talk? You keep asking questions and you don't
She's a journalist. What do you say to farmers who are struggling?
listen to the answers. I love the farmers, and
And the farmers love me.
farmers love me, and the farmers trust me. In the first term, I had something
Well, what do you say to the ones that don't?
very similar. China and others and Canada, which was brutal.
Bullshit. Canada's protection of their own dairy market is because they're a small country compared to us, and Wisconsin produces more dairy than their entire goddamn country. And if we went offline or decided we needed all of it, they'd be fucked. So they have to maintain protectionist numbers. The same reason he wants to put tariffs on shit to protect their dairy industry.
They were taking advantage of our
No, they weren't.
farmers. They don't take advantage of it anymore.
They just don't take our shit. They just stopped buying it altogether.
Gave them $28 billion split up. They never had a payday like that. And the farmers loved me, and they came back and they voted for me in
Taxpayer money, by the way.
record numbers. You know that. Nobody's ever even come close. Now, because of the fact that we had a choice, I had a choice to make. I could keep it going. The farmers were doing great. Fertilizer was very cheap. Everything was cheap. Gasoline.
Nope. We still had a rise in farm bankruptcies last year like crazy. And he wants the smaller farms to get bought out by BlackRock and all of it, and his buddies like Larry Ellison and all these like investor class guys.
Was very low. Everything was very low.
Yeah, yes, especially the morale of
I
farmers.
could have kept it that way, but I said I have to take a little bit of a turn. The farmers going to understand it better than anybody.
Why would they understand better than anybody?
We're going to have higher gasoline. We're going to have a little.
Honestly, why is the better than anybody? Where's that a factor? Like, I mean, I understand it's just a phrase he throws around, but I want at some point somebody needs to push back on that too. Why the fuck would you say farmers understand why we would need to stop Iran from having a nuclear weapon better than anybody?
A little higher fertilizer, et cetera, but I'm going to get rid of a nuclear weapon in the hands of very dangerous people. Excuse me, wait. It should have been done for 47 years. No president had the guts to do it.
You didn't do it last time.
did it, and I've done
Right, and you lied and said you weren't going to do anything like this when you came
it.
back in.
It's almost complete. As soon as that's complete, gasoline prices are going to drop like a rock. You know, I was in Iowa speaking about farms.
Oh, there's the 180 or $1.89 to $1.85 a barrel or a gallon, because he said a barrel at one point, if you'll recall. But where he saw Iowa gas was at $1.89. No, he did not. It was $2.40 in Iowa while he was there.
And it was before we attacked.
He was probably looking at kerosene being sold. Like he saw it on one of those like truck stop stations where you can actually buy kerosene as well. He probably saw that listed.
And I was in Iowa, and the prices were $1.85 a gallon, $1.91 a gallon. What?
This time, it wasn't the rain, but an audio issue that forced
What?
us to.
Hold on.
This time,
$1.91 a gallon. What?
What? What?
$1.90.
This is Trump, how he likes the world to see him talk, and then and then you're about to see how Trump really talks.
91 cents a gallon. What?
What? That's how he sounds in the Oval Office when there's not cameras rolling. What?
this time, it wasn't the rain, but an audio issue that forced us to pause the interview again. Are gas prices going higher or have they peaked?
They're going to come low, very low. They're going to
They're gonna come low, very low. Swing low.
go lower than they were before.
Have they peaked?
As soon, well, it depends. I mean, it depends where the war goes.
What war? I thought this was a military excursion. It was an exercise.
It could be I'll have to give them a shot,
What?
and it could be we'll sign an agreement. If we sign an agreement, they'll go down now. Otherwise, they'll go down after we're finished.
You have a new Fed chair, Kevin Warsh.
Yeah.
His first meeting in the role is later this month. After this month's jobs report, economists now say it's possible the Fed may have to raise rates. Do you think that's possible, and what would your reaction be, sir?
So
Well, obviously, if he raises rates, he was a Democrat, and I never trusted him anyway. He became very highly recommended by stupid people.
I'm of a different feeling. I think Kevin's fantastic, and I want him to do whatever he wants. I don't want to have a big influence on him. But we had a great report. We're doing great. And it's unfair that whenever you do great, they want to raise interest rates. It should be the opposite way.
Yeah, that's not what happens. It's not whenever you do great. It's that inflation and jobs are going up at the same time, so it's overcooking. That's oh God.
You know, if you go back 15 or 20 years, when you had good reports, the market went up.
Yeah, that's not true at all.
Nowadays, when you have good
Also, the market goes down when job numbers go up because that's considered a cost for business. People, the investor class thinks if you're hiring more people, that's less profit because you're bringing on people. You're in a buildings, period, and therefore the value of the stock itself, or like any money that they're going to make off of it as an investor is not going to count. It's not going to. It's going to go down, for a while. So what you do is you sell it, get out now, wait till they start firing people, and then buy the stock back because then it's going to be more profit heavy.
you have good reports, the market goes down because they think they're going to raise interest rates. There's no
That's not why. That's not why at all.
reason to raise interest rates. The country becomes great. We built the country by doing great and having rates low.
So smart. We built the country by doing great and having rates low. No, we didn't. While the country was being built, there was no standard. There was no Fed during a good portion of it.
What they do is when they raise interest rates, they try and kill success.
That's what they're trying to do. Yeah, that's exactly the goal of the Fed. Kill success.
I don't want to kill success. We should actually lower interest rates. Now, if inflation comes, and
We do have inflation. It's up.
people live with inflation. But
Yeah, people live with inflation. Poor people.
if inflation comes, what happens is you stamp it out.
How do you stamp it out?
But success can kill inflation, just like higher interest rates. What they do now is, like, we had great job numbers.
Oh, this is the old Reagan bullshit. Like, we can grow our way out of this problem. It's, we got a lot of debt, but we can grow ourselves past the debt.
You agree, right?
They beat expectations.
Not expectations, like 3 times. Okay, but you ready? What do? They say, oh, let's raise interest rates. It's the wrong
Yeah, that's not why they say it.
thing to do. I would like to see rates get lower because we could build
I bet you would, because you're leveraged out the ass.
this into the greatest machine that the world has ever seen. But you can't do that when everybody immediately raises interest rates. So we had great
Yeah, they don't immediately. It's like a quarter basis point. It's a long and fucking bumpy road.
job numbers. We're doing great. We're building more factories. We have more money coming
We're not building factories. We're building data centers, and they're going to be gigantic facilities with 100 employees.
into our country, right?
Largely like only a third of those are going to be actual tech jobs. The rest of them are going to be janitorial and service. People changing the light bulbs that are never on.
Now from other countries and people than ever before. Wait a minute. What happens? I don't want to just kill it with high interest rates. Growth is the greatest thing you can have, and growth does not cause inflation.
Would you
Growth does not cause inflation. Yes, that's not what anyone is saying.
be upset if they raised rates? What is your message to them about that?
Living with Kevin, I have a lot of respect for him.
You are? Who picked out the furniture? You're living with Kevin. All right. Well, that explains where Melania hasn't been around.
But my feeling is that when a country is doing
He's living with Kevin. Oh, sorry.
They raised rates. What is your message to them about that?
living with Kevin,
I'm living with Kevin. I think what he means is I picked him and I'm going to live with it. Right? That's what he means. But what came out of his mouth was, I'm living with Kevin, which, look, it's Pride Month and we're not here to yuck anybody's yum. That's his new show, Living with Kevin. He's living with Kevin. All right. Well, I hope they're able to build a farm and maybe adopt some kids. Who knows?
I have a lot of respect for him.
Well, and morning has not come yet.
But my feeling is that when a country is doing well, they shouldn't be penalized by immediately raising interest rates.
Yeah, that's not how it works. If inflation's going up and they're still hiring, that means it's overheating, and therefore that can cause a bubble or a crash. And to avoid the bubble or a crash, you raise interest rates so that people don't, throw good money after bad, chasing something that's going to pop. Kevin Warsh, it's his new pick for the Fed.
They should actually be incentivized. We have debt, we have other things, we have things we want to take care of.
Yeah, we can't afford daycare. We've got to pay for military things.
I want to go bigger on the military. I really
Yeah, because, peace.
do. If we do what I'm saying, this will be a beautiful, well-oiled machine like you've never seen before.
And when we come back, President Trump.
When we come back, he fucks off. All right, I think this is the last little bit of this piece. Hold on.
This $1.8 billion so-called anti-weaponization fund.
Yeah, this is the part where he starts getting pissed and water. Now, I think this point he may have a full diaper because we're coming back from the break. There was a moment in between, right? And I don't know if they did an edit or this was a carryover, but there was clearly a good time to take a break. Maybe he needed some medicine or a sip of Diet Coke or something like that to cover him farting. Who can say? But ultimately, So this is where he starts to get a little prickly.
Going to compensate people who say the federal government weaponized the legal system against them. It's been blocked
By the way, most people don't point out in this clip, and I would like to be the only one that does it. You're welcome. That Trump points out that the weaponization fund, that there were a lot of people mistreated, including himself, meaning that money wasn't really going to go to your run-of-the-mill Jan 6 maggot crowd. He kind of didn't give a shit. He was going to pay himself out of that. That's what that settlement was for. That's his money.
By the courts, met with opposition from Republicans
and Democrats
in Congress and Democrats.
Excuse me, mostly Democrats.
Mostly
some
Democrats and some Republicans.
Some. Very few Republicans.
Just to be
but enough.
Very clear, are you backing off the fund completely, as your acting Attorney General Todd Blanche has said, or are you looking for another avenue to revive
the
fund?
Let me explain what the fund is.
Great. Let's hear what the fund is. All those people who charged up the fucking steps. Hold on one second. Let's we're gonna need something to illustrate this point. I can just feel it. Hold on. Let's go to There we go. And oops. Where's the? Let's go back to here, just so you can see some. Let me explain to you how these lovely people were harmed, because, yeah, where they were just. Hold on, okay, we'll jump past this point. There you go. They go to here and they start hitting people. There you go. There's a guy just telling people to back off from the barrier, starts hitting people, and then at one point they start bum rushing the thing, and then they push it back, and then there's lots of people, and then they start pouring through, and then everybody starts falling back, and then they start attacking them, and then so it was love. This was well, here, let him describe it. This is good. 1 second, it went to full screen for some odd reason.
People have been hurt so badly by radical left lunatics that worked for the Biden administration and Sleepy Joe. They're vicious, they're violent, what they did to people. And of course, they went after me more than anybody else. They raided Mar-a-Lago and all the other things. But people have been badly hurt. They've committed suicide.
Hold on, wait.
They've lost their jobs. They've lost their families.
Stop that. Did you notice that about the fund? What he said? They went after me
more than anybody else.
They went after me more than anybody else.
Raided Mar-a-Lago and all the other things. But
they raided Mar-a-Lago and all the other things. So this fund, he can hide behind the Jan 6ers all he wants, but this money is his.
People have been badly hurt. They've committed suicide. They've lost their jobs. They've lost their families. They've lost their wives. They've lost everything. They've lost everything over a fake weaponization of government. Now,
so
let me
are you
just tell
looking for a way to revive it?
Well, look, if it was up to me, I'd pay them the kind of money that they deserve. People have been destroyed. Lives have been destroyed. Many suicides. Think of it. People have committed suicide because a bunch of thugs went after them. So, me personally, I think the weaponization fund.
Also, like, what the fuck is he talking about? They had police officers that committed suicide after that day because they thought their fucking country was falling and that their own people and party had turned against them, that they may have even played a part in it in their mind by being okay with it up to a certain point. Like, this is just fucking gross. Let's see, where's the... Yeah, never mind the ones that actually... never mind the ones that actually committed sex crimes or have, threatened to kill members of their family.
Fund is a great idea. And so...
It's ridiculous, and it's basically his payout. Again, a lot of us are offended at the idea that people who beat cops are going to get some sort of fucking payday from this bullshit. But that's not what's going to happen. He means this money's for himself. Maggots are not going to get this. The families of people who, quote, committed suicide that he's worried about aren't going to give... He doesn't give a rat fuck about those people. How did my necklace get all tied up? This is crazy pants. There we go.
So do many other Republicans. You have to get it approved. If they get it approved, that's great. If they don't get it approved, I'd be disappointed.
All right, we're going to motor through this.
But you have to understand, people have been destroyed by crooked politicians.
He means him.
And they should be reimbursed for that.
Do you think anyone who attacked police officers on January 6th should get taxpayer money?
I wouldn't be inclined to say so, but I have to see it. I can tell you this, 97% of those people, you look at them, the FBI or whoever it was, because you had a lot of crooked...
Whoever it was.
Cops. You had dirty...
No, you didn't.
Cops.
These fuckers filmed themselves. Eat shit. Like, I'm so sick of this Jan 6 nonsense. Fuck these people. They ran up the steps. They tased and beat cops. They stomped Roseanne Boyland to death. And she was high on fucking stimulants, was going through, like, fucking having a cardiac arrest, and a bunch of maggots stomped her to death. Ashley Babbitt had a fucking knife in her bag and would have been the second person through the window, would have survived, except she punched the dude that smashed the window and climbed through in front of him and ended up getting shot. She had a knife in her bag. She was going to kill somebody. They built a fucking gallows. What would you need to do to build a fucking gallows? A functioning gallows. The whole platform, stairs, everything that you could stand on. Fucking 6 feet high. Think about what's the weeks before you came up with that idea, then you bought the wood, how you got it to the fucking Capitol, where you hid it, what the assembly process was like, and the assumption that you were going to fucking use it. And this asshole's like, there was love that day.
Comey was a dirty cop.
Well,
A guy
no
like
evidence
Bolton was a
that-
dirty
but
cop.
there's no evidence.
Wait a minute,
that
wait a
people
minute.
who-
Oh,
we
you
have
think Comey was a
170
straight
people
cop?
who pleaded guilty to assaulting police
Comey
officers.
was a dirty cop.
This is so weird. Like, Comey wasn't the guy who came after the Jan Sixers. Like, who would he be on the take with?
No, but
They
the
had
people who
FBI
assaulted police
listen to
officers.
me. They had FBI agents ushering them into
No, they did not. There were no FBI agents ushering them in anywhere. The cops, because they were overwhelmed, after they secured the Congress people in safe areas of the building and evacuated them, they diverted the crowd through doorways that they knew went out the other side. If you've ever been to the Capitol, they can sequester off parts of the hallways. So all they did was open some doors over here while they're smashing and trying to get through here and go like, yeah, guys, through here, you can, this is fine. And then they all came in and they found themselves outside in the fucking parking lot.
into the building. They had FBI
Gibberish. Fucking gibberish.
go into the building.
They diverted them like floodwaters and it worked.
Those people walking around, they're looking, oh, isn't this nice? They weren't in. They were
There's
being
no
ushered
evidence
into
of
the
that,
building.
sir. There's no evidence
You
of
had
that.
a bunch of dirty cops, and frankly, what they did was weaponization of our government.
But sir, there's no.
Frankly, what happened was weaponization of our government. No, these fuckers filmed themselves attacking the Capitol and screaming, hang Mike Pence.
Evidence of that. More than 1,000
no,
people
no,
pleaded
there's
guilty
none.
to
You know what you
crimes.
do? Try
Would
looking
you-
at the tapes one time.
Would you?
Yeah, the tapes. What he means is the videos of them like waving people through. And again, they were diverting the crowds away from the unsecured areas. There's a great shot that Tucker Carlson cut together in his little video of the asshole at where is it? The dude with the horns. Yeah, here you go. Remember, I don't know if you remember this. This is I think Tucker Carlson put together this
These are the pictures you've seen of
the-
January 6th.
of the QAnon shaman, right? This is this also, no, these aren't pictures. This is video. This is live. This is not where we're misreading it because it's a crowd trying to storm into a fucking Kid Rock concert and it's general admission.
They're familiar because they've been playing on a loop on every media outlet in America for the
Yeah, but that doesn't make them less true.
last 2 years.
By the way, there's a guy up on that counter with a gun.
There's a reason
up on the tower with a gun.
But it turns out there's quite a bit of video you haven't seen.
We all saw this, by the way.
And that video tells a very different story about what happened on January 6th. More than 40,000 hours of surveillance footage from in and around the Capitol
Yeah, of the same 2 hours.
have been withheld from the public.
And they have not.
And once you see the video, you'll understand why. Taken as a whole, the video record does not support the claim that January 6th was an insurrection. In fact, it demolishes that claim.
They had already diverted the Congress and the Senate out of the building. So these fuckers were just walking around.
And that's exactly why the Democratic Party and its allies in the media prevented you from seeing it.
They did not prevent you from seeing it. You got it from other sources that had already put it on the air. Watch. At one point, he has like footage that's from, I want to say, NPR.
By controlling the images you were allowed to view from January 6th, they controlled
Like he acts like this is all FOIA requests.
how the public understood that day. They could lie about what happened, and you would never know the difference.
Yeah. I'm totally misreading this part where they bashed in the fucking front doors.
Those lies had a purpose. They created a pretext for a federal crackdown on opponents of the Uniparty in Washington.
Bullshit.
Our office wanted to ensure that there was shock and awe, that we could charge as many people as possible.
The first thing you notice from viewing the full video record
Is these assholes smashing through after these assholes came through the
of
door?
January 6th is just how many people entered the Capitol building that.
Right. They were, the police were overwhelmed.
day. Hundreds and hundreds of people,
Right. And only a few hundred were charged.
possibly thousands, over the
Right. About 3,000 and change.
course of about 2 hours. The crowd was enormous. A small percentage of them were hooligans. They
Sorry. If you bust the door on a house and I follow that person and I follow you in, I'm just as guilty as the person who kicked the fucking door in.
committed vandalism. You've seen their pictures again and again.
Right. And there were hundreds of them.
But the overwhelming majority weren't.
They didn't have to be. The other people kicked the fucking door in.
They were peaceful, they were orderly and meek.
No, they weren't. They were stealing shit.
These were not insurrectionists, they were sightseers.
And they didn't get charged. None of these fuckers got charged. They all were allowed to walk. Eat shit.
Footage from inside the Capitol overturns the story you've heard about.
No, it doesn't. It specifically enforces the reality of it, which is that these assholes who wandered around and left weren't charged with anything. The ones that beat cops or the ones that were with the ones that beat cops, who were direct witnesses or helped them do it, those are the ones that were charged. That's why there were only a couple of hundred people charged out of a few thousand when they all stormed in the fucking place.
January 6th. Protesters queue up in neat little lines.
No, they don't.
They give each other tours outside the Speaker's office. They take cheerful
Outside the speaker's office.
selfies and they smile. They're not destroying the Capitol. They obviously revere the Capitol.
No, they don't, or they wouldn't have busted the fucking windows and the doors getting in there. They also were like, it's the people's house. They were there to murder people. It wasn't an act of vandalism. It was an act of attempted murder. They intended to take the fucking place over, shithead. They didn't charge up the steps because they didn't like the chandeliers and the paint job.
They're there because they believe the election was stolen from them.
Yes, they're idiots.
They believe in the system. Here's the
No, they don't. And they have no evidence. They have the system gave them multiple lawsuits, multiple attempts in court to try and overturn the election and failed. This was the day the votes would be counted. They didn't believe in the system. They superseded the system.
and you've heard referred to as the QAnon shaman outside the Senate chamber.
Yes, he's an asshole.
These are not rioters. These are people who wandered over from a political
Wandered. It was a drive-by wandering.
rally.
We will not let them silence your voices.
After the rally, they walked down Pennsylvania Avenue, where organizers had secured a federal permit to hold a legal rally on the grounds of the Capitol.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Once at the Capitol building, things began to get chaotic.
Why is that? Did the cops throw smoke bombs into the crowd?
Capitol police officers fired tear gas into the crowd.
Really? They just did it because for no fucking reason?
Things began to get chaotic.
Or
Capitol
could it possibly be that there were already people storming in? See this guy right here? Sorry, how many? They're already on the fucking tower, dummy.
police officers fired
Fuck this dude. Goddamn, Tucker Carlson's a wuss.
tear gas into the crowd.
Tucker Carlson, you, sir, are a liar and a con artist and a fool. Now, speaking of liar and con artist and fool, because I've already covered this. We covered this back when he actually put this video out. Back to the liar, con artist, and fool in chief.
Take it off
Look
the
at the
table.
tapes
okay,
one time.
but 172 people did plead guilty to assaulting police officers.
You know why they pled
Should
guilty?
they be exempt?
Because they filmed themselves and there was more, they literally created the evidence against themselves because they Facebooked it
they told they
From
were going to
receiving
jail for
funds?
15 years
for beating cops.
if they didn't.
Should they?
And they should have gone for longer.
They pled guilty because they were frightened. They went down.
Frightened of what? A trial where they would be found guilty because they filmed themselves doing it?
They were
Karai Joe said cops do the beating. Not in this case. Nope.
ushered into a building. Many of them were arrested without even going
You'd be
into the
okay
building.
with them
Bullshit.
receiving taxpayer dollars?
The people were destroyed.
Also, by the way, cops were beaten outside of the Capitol as well. Some people beat up a cop and fucked off because this was getting sketchy and they realized I'm on camera from 9 different angles and left. So you didn't have to go into the Capitol to beat up a cop. They did plenty of that shit outside.
By dirty cops and by
And again, fucking dirty cops. Eat shit. Like, back the blue until they back you into a corner.
weaponization. Many of those people should be compensated. Now, with that being said, as I understand it, the weaponization fund was going to set up a group of people, people that could be picked by anybody, fair
Anybody.
people, smart
Oh yeah, like Pulte and
people, and they will go on an individual
Pam Bondi.
case basis.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the weaponization fund. I love the idea because
Because you're going to keep most of it for yourself.
people like you, the fake, dirty press, the crooked press, people like stupid Biden, he's not smart enough to know what's going on, but people that surrounded
Smart enough not to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein for 27 years.
him, surrounded his beautiful, resolute desk in the Oval Office. What they did
And none of them were in the Epstein files. Isn't that weird? Like, nobody in Biden's cabinet. But like 6 people, listen to me, 6 people in your cabinet are in the fucking Epstein files. And Nutlick, holy smokes, that guy couldn't, like, did the only guy doing a worse job lying about his relationship with Epstein than you was Nutlick.
did to the lives of people, they destroyed people.
Yeah, that was an old Matt. That was an old Tucker video from when was this? 3 years ago. This is after Jan 6, when he was still on Fox and he was just apologizing for the Jan 6ers.
They sent people to jail.
Who, by the way, you know, again, QAnon is a pedophile protection racket. Like, in the same way that this asshole and all of his buddies are protecting the Epstein class. Like, I guess the best way to protect pedophiles in their mind is to point at everybody else and say they are one, right?
Jail who did nothing
All
wrong.
right, just
Nope. Nobody was in jail who did nothing wrong. As a matter of fact, more people went home who did a lot of awful just because they got a pass. All they had to do was tell the judge, I won't do it again, and they were allowed to go home.
to be very clear, there's no evidence of what you're saying. But let
There's
me
a
ask
lot
you
of
about
evidence.
Todd Blanche. Let me ask you about
Listen
Todd
to me.
Blanche.
Oh, this is a great sentence, I think. This is the one we've seen. The evidence line. I think this is
Listen to
it.
me.
Let's talk
There's
about Todd Blanche.
tremendous evidence. There's nothing
What's
but
not been
evidence.
There's nothing but evidence. Well, against the people who did it, yeah, because again, they Facebooked themselves beating up cops.
The
presented in
election
a
was
court of
rigged.
law.
It was a dirty election.
Mr.
And it's
President,
happening again right now
You've
in
never
California.
presented evidence.
It's happening.
No, it isn't. Brad is third because he was always third, and it's working out exactly as the polling pointed.
The
Right
2020
now in
election was
California.
rigged.
Right now, it's look at what's
Where's
happening
the
in
evidence
California.
to that?
Yeah, he's losing fair and square. Also, can I point out, by the way, that in LA specifically, if you want to talk about a dog and pony show election cycle, the LA mayor has almost no power. The city council controls everything. If there is a city that has a more sort of perfunctory, performative mayoral position, it's LA. More than any other big city, the mayor doesn't get to do shit compared to, say Chicago or New York or San Francisco or something. Honest to God, the city council has an enormous amount of power,
That.
It's
The
4
Republicans
and yet nobody gives a fuck about the city council position.
are
days.
doing well in California.
California, no, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you, it's 4 days, and they aren't even close to
That's how
coming
they-
up
that's
with
how
it.
they count
You know
the
why
votes
they're
in
doing
Yeah, it's millions of votes.
that? Because
California.
it's
It's a huge, it's weird how it takes them longer to count the votes than Wisconsin. Mr. Paper ballots counted by hand.
cheating on the election.
Do you have evidence
They're-
to support
All I
that?
have to do is look. All I
Yeah, that's evidence. Sure. Let's bring back the Salem witch trials while we're at it. By the way, hi, Twitch people. Thank you for the emotes. I want you to know I see them in the background. I put the emote wall in there just for you guys, so fire away.
have to
But
do is
that's
look.
not
And I
evidence.
listen. And I listen to people. And let's see what happens.
But sir, that
I listen to people and let's see what happens. Nothing. and you listen to people like Stephen Miller.
That's not evidence.
Do you think
and
it's appropriate?
That's how they
that
count the votes in
Do you think it's
California.
appropriate that they have an election and 5 days later they're nowhere close to picking a
State
winner?
and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the
crooked.
votes to be counted quickly. That's how they vote
They're
in
crooked,
California.
just like you're crooked. Your press is crooked. And media
Yeah, again, this is the your part, which is really odd. Your press is crooked, like he's a foreigner. Isn't it odd? I mean, it seems like it's like he feels like he's being interviewed in a NATO country and shit on, like he's being defensive about Pete Hegseth catching shit like he is.
Meet the press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
Really?
Let's
Well, you
continue.
play right into their hands. then.
Let's continue.
You're either
You play right into their hands or into the crate / hay.
crooked or you're
Roll in the hay.
stupid.
Let's
You play
continue.
right into their hands with this rap. You know that these elections are rigged.
No, they are not.
Your
Then how did you get elected?
network knows that they're rigged. You know that I won an election in a landslide,
Which was obviously rigged.
and I got 94% bad press.
But Mr.
Right. So if anything, it seems like you rigged your election.
President-
Maybe that's why you're saying it. That makes sense. So if you rigged your own election with the help of like Elon Musk or something, one of the best defenses you can do is get on the offense and accuse everybody else of rigging their elections so that if anybody accuses you of it, you can just say, you're just saying that because I said it.
You know why I
You've
got
never-
that?
Boo fuckity who.
presented
Because you have no
evidence.
credibility.
But you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about. I want to talk about Todd
You
Blanche.
have more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
That makes sense. There's more. Well, then, how do you know it's evidence? One would think it would have to be presented to be evidence at all. In theory, I guess, right? Yeah, so Trump rigged the 2024 election is basically what he's admitting to here. And what is that?
Todd
You have
Blanche.
more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
If Biden said that sentence, there would be "Are you smelling almonds?" jokes for a week on shitter from all the maggots. For real. If Biden kept saying you were in Vietnam, you were in when he was talking to a reporter, even if he was doing it in a nice tone of voice, they'd go, he doesn't know who he is. He's not even sure he's an American.
Let's talk
Your
about.
elections
You
in
went
this
to-
Your elections in this country. Where the fuck do you think you are?
country, we're like a third world country.
We're there's a finally there. The only we're is we're like a third world country.
Elections are crooked.
Well, then how did you? I guess so. You're admitting you were elected under false pretenses in a third world country. So you basically he's like, it was so easy for Elon Musk to rig it so you won. You just have low opinions. You're like, if I can steal it, anybody can steal it.
And you're crooked. And
But
Meet
Mr.
the Press is crooked.
Mr.
And so
President-
is ABC.
Oh, right. He forgets that she's on CBS. So he goes ABC and then he goes to CNN because he knows there's a C in there somewhere.
And CBS and
There he is.
CNN.
But Mr.
You're
President,
one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's.
That he also does this have a good time thing that he throws in at the tail end of sentences or in speeches as well. Like, have a good time. Like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like, it's left over from his brain when he was coked out in the 80s.
Please, I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've
I
sat in the
traveled
rain with
all.
you.
I know.
You're not in the rain. You're in a fucking building.
I
I've sat in the
traveled
rain
all the
with
way
you
to
for an hour.
Wisconsin.
I sat in the rain with you for an hour. Aw.
On and off in the rain.
On and off in the rain.
And I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you're
You ought to straighten out your press. Okay, this is just brain fart shit. This is broken prefrontal cortex stuff.
You know what?
Mr.
A
President,
country can never be
we
great
traveled
with a
all,
dishonest
listen,
press.
we
Come on,
traveled
let's go.
all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
And he steps right on the mic and breaks it. And then just leaves. And she's like, well, here we are.
I spoke with President Trump on Saturday, and we both acknowledged the complications during the interview posed by the rain.
And what do you mean complications? What do you mean life got in the way? I'm sorry. Look, I understand noise is an issue, and obviously that's a factor, right? But I got to say, this is so wussified. Trump just comes across as such a whiny, weak little bitch, and he's so mad. And look at his bloated, festering, like he's all puffy. He's obviously not sleeping. Look at the creases, Jesus, and it's like super puffy, so it's probably the steroids they have him on. Like, be a fucking grown up. Like, how do you, you can't say like you're like putting somebody in their place if you look like you're the whiner in this. He just looks like a weak little bitch. It's so pathetic. And maggots, I don't know why you think this is a win. Finish what she's saying. Okay, after she says the part about rain. Okay.
I spoke with President Trump on Saturday, and we both acknowledged the complications during the interview posed by the rain. He agreed to sit down with me for another Meet the Press interview.
We thank
When? After the coma? Ew. Maybe he had to get up because of the kidney. We don't know.
Kidney has a very special place in the heart.
I think most of us are just terrified at the idea, especially Tim Drool over here with his wonderfully, like the using the kind of like Chinese Instagram filter. It's very skin smoothing. It's lovely. You should try it on the top of his head. It's a good idea. Apparently the end is near, though.
We got this from the New York Post. Viral video of rising light after meteor streaks past erupting Philippine volcano sparks alien frenzy. But scientist has explanation.
All right. I can't with the lazy, stupid end time stuff. Let's go to Kash Patel, who is going to be relentless. Patel reveals the FBI's fight against violent crime, except for in the Charlie Kirk situation or in the case of the Jan 6ers who are pedophiles who seem to have gone free. And of course, yeah.
In moments, my exclusive interview with FBI Director Kash Patel.
Very exciting. Can we just get to it already? Okay, Crackdown, here he is.
With a major accomplishment. We know that crime goes up during the summer generally, but you have had Operation Summer Heat, which has been a real big success. These are the stats from last year. You can see it. More than 8,000 arrests, all of this cocaine seized, criminal indictment.
Yeah, but that was just at Don Jr.'s house. Also, arrests don't mean shit. You need convictions.
Children that have been identified, illegal.
Wait, sorry, that's Gary.
Weapon seized.
That's little Kyle. Children identified. Really? That's the stat? That's the stat they've got right there? Children identified. Missing children relocated or located?
You have brought crime down in the summer. What can we expect this year?
Thanks so much for having me, Kaylee. And you can expect.
Sorry, sank too much?
Expect the exact same thing from the Trump administration in this.
Hold on, wait.
Crime down in the summer. What can we expect this year?
Thanks so much for having me, Kaylee.
Sank too much. Sure. All right. So is there like do they all have screwworm in the White House? Is there just like is the RFK brainworm just jumping around? Like, it obviously is set up shop in Trump's head, and he's probably patient zero right now. But can anybody in that fucking White House talk?
Down in the summer. What can we expect this year?
Thanks so much for having me,
Sanctimuch.
Kaylee. And you can expect the exact same thing from the Trump administration and this FBI. We
Fake numbers.
Drastically reduced violent crime because we removed the bureaucracy and the handcuffs from law enforcement and put them on the bad guys. And we built out long.
Well, technically, they're not bad guys until they commit a violent crime. So, you don't lower it by arresting people. Convictions would be one thing, because the idea is that you're lowering it by them not committing them in the future. But that's not even you can't prove a negative. So
long-term campaign plans, like you just identified Summer Heat 1.0 last year. 2 days ago, we just launched Summer Heat 2.0, and we're going to replicate those efforts and increase those numbers. And how do we do that?
By faking the numbers?
We attack the local street gang networks that are terrorizing our communities. That's how you saw a surge in the FBI to arrest 44,000 violent offenders last year alone. That's twice as many as the last year of the Biden administration. That means there's too many criminals in our street, but
how many did you convict? I'm dead serious. That's the stat you need. You can arrest a shit ton of people. You can arrest 20 times as many people. But how many are you actually getting convictions on?
Thanks to President Trump and this relentless law enforcement administration with Attorney General Todd Blanche, we're arresting and convicting them in record numbers.
Yeah, obviously we're not talking about the co-conspirators and the Epstein files, but yeah.
And that's what you're going to see in
those guys are fine. You guys can relax.
Every single community. As of 2 days ago, we launched another campaign plan strategically based on information and assets in the field.
Yes, we launched a strategic plan for assets that are going to be
safeguard our children and our communities.
Yeah, and as we noticed and as we referenced,
why does he look afraid of his own talking points?
in our introduction, the lowest homicide rate since the 1930s. A lot of people didn't think that was possible.
Well, obviously the 30s was a fairly murderous time. Ask Al Capone.
I also want to ask you about this. Children that you have rescued at the FBI. Let's pull this up. 2,900 alleged abusers arrested. This is up by 70%. And identified or
since last year, which would be FBI to the Daily Wire. Okay, so we don't even know if these are true.
Located.
And they're this year versus last year.
7,000 children, up by 144%. How did you do this?
Well, Kaylee, as you know so well, and as you advocate so much for our youth, they're our most precious treasure. And we made it a priority to go after the villains and the terrorists and gangbangers that are targeting our kids. And what we did was we utilized intelligence-driven operations. We took 1,500 employees from the FBI in D.C. and put them in the field permanently, working with our state and local law enforcement.
What field would that be? Also, the sniff tells me you're lying. Also, what was that chart again? Alleged abusers arrested. Again, show me the conviction numbers, or I'm just going to call bullshit.
Well, Kaylee, as you...
All right. Anyways, let's jump to the next thing. I'm running out of time. I know I'm over anyways. Where was it? There was one other thing. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you guys. Okay, real quick. Before I go, this is I need a little graphic that's like, it's time for Hal's pet peeve of the week. There's some shit in this situation. Chat room. Let me tell you something. You guys know I'm a fan of the guys at the China Show. Those guys, good guys, a lot of fun, and they have been going through, for years, the kind of BS story you hear from China. Let's see, where is this? Okay, oops, I went to my own channel. Hold on. History. There we go. They went through this, they go, it's pretty amazing. They go through this all the time, where they'll show you, the real behind the scenes of China, right? What's really going on there. And I saw there's this dude who was, doing this kind of China's amazing video. And I got so aggravated by just how lazy and stupid it was. Oh, here it is. Is this the, yeah, this one right here. Yeah, here you go. So, I mean, there's two of them. So I'll show you. So this is one of these, what are called a white monkey video. White monkeys are basically the job I kind of had. When I went over and did my show, Explore China, before COVID hit, I was over there doing a basic travel show, not a come live in China show, but a like, come over here and look at the sites, right? So I didn't have to do the hard sell that these guys do. And you'll hear a lot of this like, I've been in China for 10 years and I learned, there was another guy after this that did the same. Yeah, this is the same guy. So it's fascinating to me. Yeah, here you go. This guy too. All right. So I'm going to show you something real quick and see if you can spot what really stood out to me about these videos, just to catch you up on how blazingly full of shit these videos are. And you might see a lot of them because they all kind of come at once. 24 hours in China's most advanced city, but at what cost? Which is one of those like, it might be terrible. They're doing this thing like, I'm going to tell you the real truth. And when you get in the video, it's like, the real truth is, it's awesome, right? They're lying to you about how terrible it is, right? That kind of thing. Okay, living in China. He's got over 500,000 subscribers. By the way, hit the subscribe. He's in Shenzhen, which is the big tech city. And I want to show you something. Work with me on this. Okay, first of all, this video is AI. He's being nabbed by the cops, and there's a dog, and there's a robot that fell over, and there's digital everywhere, and then there's little drones and big towers, whatever. And oh dear God, this is meant to like almost lure in people who are anti-China into watching this and thinking they'll, and then teaching them to be pro-China. Okay?
We usually think of places like Tokyo, Dubai, and Seoul.
Okay. We usually think of Tokyo, Dubai, and Seoul. He says Seoul. I don't know why. But here's the key. He's in a huge train station here. Look how sparse it is.
We usually think of places like Tokyo.
Okay, look at the crowd in this shot, okay? I want you to capture this in your mind. This is Tokyo on any given day, all right? Here's a shot of Tokyo.
Dubai and Seoul.
Dubai, and I don't know why Seoul, whatever, but this is Dubai. This is just the beach, but there's a decent number of people out there.
As cities of the future.
As cities of the future. By the way, look at the traffic down here. There's at each light, there's a bunch of cars. See all those cars? See the buses in the middle? Okay.
But there's one place in China that is quietly building that future right now. And somehow, most people in the West don't even know about it.
Okay. If you know about China at all, you know about Shenzhen because it's the tech city or whatever. I've been there. It has a lot of giant convention-sized buildings in it specifically for this purpose he's actually at a convention in this. He's got a work visa. This guy has a work visa to shoot pro-China videos. Okay.
Just a few decades ago, Shenzhen was little more than a small fishing town sitting next to Hong Kong. Today, it has transformed into one of the most advanced cities on Earth.
Right, mainly because of Western investment and the like, but we'll get to
a global tech powerhouse home to world-leading innovation, future.
Hey, notice these robots don't have working hands. They have basically beer cozies as hands because they can't actually articulate their hands because they're 5 generations away.
Infrastructure and some of the most cutting-edge technology anywhere.
Okay, by the way, has anybody used the Palm scanner at Whole Foods that you can use with the Amazon payout? All right.
In the world, this is Shenzhen, a city living in the year 2100.
No, in the year 2100, you're not going to waste that much
energy.
energy.
That doesn't just talk about the future, it's already living in it.
Okay, now, so that's the B-roll footage of the city looking all shocking. This is a city of approximately 27 million people. New York has somewhere in the order of 7, Manhattan in the outer boroughs. Los Angeles, same thing. Think of anywhere you could go in New York or in Chicago, even downtown, or LA downtown, where there'd be this few people around. Watch this.
Here in Bijiashan Sports Park, when you need a drink, you just look up into the sky.
Now you can order drone drinks to a little station. You see this all the time. By the way, they all do the same
and
shit.
Say, drink please. And a flying machine, yes, you heard that correctly, a flying machine will bring one directly to you.
No, it won't. It goes to a landing station, which might as well be a fucking vending machine.
Yes,
That's the landing station where the drone delivery goes. And there's only one of them. Like, they show the same one. I saw this one personally. It's in this park. It's like a beta test.
talking about drone delivery.
And by the way, if you ever see a video where a person is getting a drone delivery meal in one of these videos, it's that machine exactly.
Just pop open the app, order drinks, food, whatever you want, and it will literally come from the sky. Can you believe that? Welcome to the future, guys.
Welcome to a waste of energy when you could, the restaurants just, oh, all right.
Right, let's see what indeed did I order. You just type in.
What do you mean? Let's see what you ordered. You don't know what you ordered?
Your phone number.
Oh, by the way, this asshole doesn't really speak Chinese. He knows perfunctory Chinese.
Here, I can now reveal what did I buy. I bought a burger. Of course I did, because I'm Hambao Wong. Oh, I guess now. Actually, I should be called Wu Xin Wong. Because obviously I have a Chinese green card. I don't know if any of you guys know that, actually. I don't know if I've mentioned that in the videos yet already.
Yeah, that's why you'd have to declare yourself a FARA agent even in the UK.
But I have a Chinese green card.
So, really? Because it's almost as if you're a promo guy you're a white monkey for the Chinese government.
Actually, where I live in England, you guys are not going to believe this, but we still get food takeaway deliveries by car.
Yeah, because it's small.
Can you believe that even? We're not even on scooters yet, or electric scooters. By car, petrol, diesel cars delivering food takeaway. China.
So there are electric cars in England, and quite a few.
It's decades ahead.
That's not, why is that decades ahead? All right, anyways, let me show you the other part of this. This is him in a shopping district. This is a very nice shopping
One of
area.
the most interesting.
This is like the Beverly Hills shopping district.
Shenzhen.
Okay. This is B-roll. This is not his footage. This is the key part. Watch what happens when you see him in the shot.
Like about this place.
Oh, look at all these people walking around, and I'm filming.
It doesn't just
and then
feel like a shopping.
B-roll right there, and then watch what happens when they cut to him.
It feels like
there's somebody just randomly. He just stumbles upon somebody. It's not that the Chinese government is giving him B-roll to put in his videos.
Full lifestyle district, parks, modern architecture, restaurants.
Remember those ropes.
Tech, green spaces, all packed together.
Oh yes, they're all close.
Right in the middle of the city. It's got that very
Now look how barren it is.
Shenzhen feeling to it.
And most of the people around are filming stuff. They're like it's almost everybody's an influencer.
Modern, clean environment. I mean, just look at that. The floor is literally shiny.
Look how few people there are. Can you imagine being in New York in a big shopping district downtown? Yeah, and it looks like a mall. Also, by the way, like, look how shiny it is. Yeah, because they put shellac on it because they don't care about the environmental impact of it or whether it's toxic or not. Nobody cares.
Just look how clean that floor is. You think, oh, it might have rained. That's why it's shiny. It's not. That floor is completely dry. Look how shiny that floor is. We don't have this. We don't.
Look how fucking empty it is. This city is supposed to have 27 million people in it. I don't think people grasp this. This is fucking crazy. Imagine the last time. Imagine if you went to the Strip in Las Vegas over here, and you walk off the street in a casino, and there's this few people, and it would be insane. You'd be like, the whole place is a ghost town, and there's only maybe 4 million people in Vegas at the height of it, when F1's here and all that kind of shit. If you were here during the height of F1, when the roads are closed off and everybody's crammed in together, and you were walking down a shopping area and there's like 15 fucking people walking around, I don't know why they think this is good. And they, like I said, they fill it with B-roll. And you'll see this again. Okay, so he goes, it's the same little spot. He goes in and he buys with his palm in a 7-Eleven, which he thinks is amazing. And we have palm scanners, like Amazon palm scanners in Whole Foods. I don't know why it's fucking weird. Okay. Oh, and then so he's on
Anymore. You just need to remember when you come out of your house, make sure to bring your hands.
Okay. B-roll.
Whoa. Skateboarder girl. And this part of.
Gee, I wonder why he's not in that shot. Because it's B-roll given to him. You know how I know that? Because they gave us B-roll when I was doing my show, and I was like, no, thank you.
Upper Hills that we're in now is called
Where is everybody?
Town, and
it's called The Town. It is the biggest shopping district in the city.
let me just show you something over here.
Anytime he's in the shot, there's nobody there.
Most likely, you have never seen anything like this before.
Plastic Starbucks with plastic flowers? Who gives a fuck? Look how few, there's nobody in there. I've never seen a Starbucks with that few people in it.
Take a look at this Starbucks. It is insane. I think that this just may be the most beautiful Starbucks I have ever seen.
Nobody's buying anything. They're just walking by the flowers. Okay, now he goes into a mall inside. And then I'm going to show you in the next one. This drives me fucking crazy.
And just across from the town, you have a place.
B-roll.
It's called The Streets, where you can come and enjoy some.
Now, when he goes down there,
fine dining, all types of.
Where is everybody? Again, this is a city of 27 million people. And it's basically the same geographic size of Manhattan.
Different cuisine, and also they have a public piano, and someone
a lot of malls
is actually playing it right now. Wow, look at that.
Halting is what he said. Sounds good.
She's pretty damn good.
Holy higher. Yeah. Mama.
She's just giving this play.
Look at the water and the electricity. Look at the stacked fucking chairs over here because nobody's there. I bet you this place is probably a dim sum place, so on Sundays or something, they fill out to here, but nobody else comes.
Such a great atmosphere with this beautiful...
Yeah, it's certainly devoid of fucking people.
Music.
Look at this. It's like 28 days later.
And right now, Upper Hills has even more going on, because when you cross this sky bridge to Bijashan Sports Park, this area is hosting a huge flower show, the Greater Bay Area Flower Show 2026. Let's go check it out.
B-roll given to him by the... Somebody says, your Manhattan is a city of decaying gullies or street people. Nope, not at all. You should go there. It's pretty awesome.
In the middle of all this modern architecture and futuristic city life, you've suddenly got these incredible garden displays and floral installations all around the place. It's a pretty interesting contrast. And honestly, that mix of nature
is just full of old, like out of work elderly people. Now, okay, let me show you the next one. So he does this. He goes to a place in here.
Come with me.
He's like, I can't believe what China built in Shenzhen. This is where they have the electronics show every year. So they built this giant facility. I want you to consider, again, a city of 27 million people. Okay?
On a journey through
one person on this escalator.
Shenzhen, a city.
Can you imagine? Fucking hell. Like if you went to a mall in your town, in Burbank, California, there's a mall. If it was this empty, you'd be like, oh shit. We're screwed.
Where the future doesn't feel like some distant idea. It feels like something you can actually walk through. Or should I say, escalate through.
No, you shouldn't say escalate through because that's not a thing.
Sorry about that.
Ride through, I think. That's not a joke.
Joke.
It's not actually a joke.
escalator traverses over 6 floors.
Look, look at the. There's nobody. There is fucking. Look, I've been talking about when I came back from China, I was like, the whole 1.4 billion people thing is bullshit. I've been there. I've walked like in the biggest shopping districts in the biggest cities in that country. And I was the most shocking thing I saw again and again and again was the lack of fucking people. The most people I ever saw. This is a true story. I went and saw this play about the beginning of the Communist Party and the workers rising up that was in this one town attached to this green city. So we went to the green city, which again, I've talked about is complete bullshit. And then we went and saw this play in this very modern, like outdoor playhouse, like futuristic building that they just made in the middle of fucking nowhere. And people were bussed in from all over. So there was a crowd in this place, but it was like buses and buses and buses of them bringing people in to do this from elsewhere. And after a while, I was like, oh shit, they're just bringing these people in because we're filming. I realized after a while that they're just packing the place because they knew we were there with a crew. So they just were bussing in fake patrons. This
floors is 64 meters long and is just one of the many wonders of Shenzhen.
Yeah, you know what the big wonder is? Wonder where all the fucking people are.
That you'll find here.
I'm not.
You arrive here.
All right, so this is B-roll too.
And within minutes, Shenzhen begins to unfold.
Where is it? I swear to God. Like, it wouldn't even take much to do 28 days later in this. You just scratch out like, that person's gone, that person, and that's it. If you were in a part of town like this down by a convention center or whatever, and it was this empty, you'd be like, this is getting sketchy. This is not good.
Around you, glass towers catching the light, streets glowing after dark, and metro stations that feel
empty as fuck. Look at that. What is going on? When he was playing, when I saw this video come across my feed, I was like, why do you think this is good? This is a metro station. I'll check out Ryan Chen. He does a Trump impression, also always promotes this city. Yeah, there's a ton of these Shenzhen dickheads. And they're all pushing the electronics thing because it's all copycat bullshit. It drives me fucking crazy. Yes, it's the town in Blazing Saddles. Where is everybody? And metro stations that feel less like an underground and more like what?
Less like underground platforms and more like gateways.
B-roll.
Into the future.
That's not his footage.
It's a city of...
Do you notice this? Like, that footage is from years ago, by the way, when they first opened the place.
Contrasts, quiet green hills above you, neon streets below you, driverless taxis gliding past, and somewhere...
driverless taxis without people in them.
Overhead, a drone delivering a burger directly into your mouth.
Okay, that's just gross.
It's like you're in some kind of dream world, but this is not a dream.
No, it just looks like a bunch of rich assholes have too much money and they're trying to impress the world by overbuilding. Welcome to Dubai. Same shit.
This is reality. I've lived in China for more than a decade now.
Yeah, I've lived in China for more than a decade now. Okay, so 10 years he's been here, all right?
And yes, before you ask, I do have a green card. I don't know if I've mentioned that in the videos before. But anyway.
You have.
Even after all that time, Shenzhen still manages to...
Look, like half the people who are there work on this thing. Like that guy's a worker. So's the person behind him. They're just... If you want a picture taken in front of the thing, they'll take your picture.
Surprise me. But when I first came to China, I was completely lost.
You still are.
Didn't know how...
Still empty. Maybe it's him. Maybe it just stinks. Maybe it just smells bad and everybody avoids it.
Translate things properly. I didn't know which apps to use. I didn't know how payments work.
Oh, by the way, this becomes an ad for an app that China is selling for when you travel to China. Still, Look how fucking empty. All right, now here's the other thing. I'll show you this last one, and then I know. Okay, so this is a CNBC video by this guy. I left the U.S. for Shenzhen, China. Here's how much it costs, and his whole thing is, I live here. I want you to remember the lady with the rope. Okay, I'll show you this. Okay,
I like living.
Okay, tourist night downtown in one of the more crowded areas.
In a giant industrialized futuristic city because I grew up in such a small town America.
He's walking through the poorer areas because that's where most of the people are.
I've never seen something like this before. Yeah. But also the cost of living, the affordable.
Do you get the feeling that there are places you're allowed to film?
Seen something like
and when it's CNBC, they bus in the people to make it seem like there's people, but the little like one-person bloggers, they don't give a fuck. Yeah. Also, this guy is a marketing professional. He was teaching English in China, and now he does marketing with a green card for China.
But also the cost of living, the affordable health care.
Remember the lady with the red ropes? That's the exact same place. Remember the buying with the palm? Exact same fucking place.
The incredible public transportation, the healthy foods,
the healthy foods. Okay, by the way, this is the delivery robot, which is basically a rolling cart.
Conveniences, the quality
this is leftover from COVID.
Of education for my children. I mean, there's just a lot of benefits I see with living.
Wait for him picking up his kids.
My name is Bradley Cray. I'm 36 years old, and I'm an American living in Shenzhen, China.
And he's like at Brad in Shenzhen or something. Like this is his job, is promoting China. This is not CNBC finding somebody random and following them around. Yeah, there he is. Brad in Shenzhen, writer and marketing manager.
Now, this is a perfect example of
so few people and a shit ton of scooters looking like they're abandoned on the street.
How you can see the contrast between the past and the future in China. So if you look over here, this goes to Little Nanshan Village. As soon as you cross through there,
that's where all the actual people live.
You feel like you're time traveling 50 years in the past.
Meaning everybody's poor.
Does not look anything like if you turn around and go this way to
the big empty glass buildings.
The giant bustling, booming skyscrapers of the city.
Which have open windows on them, which anybody knows in design on a skyscraper is a big fucking no-no.
It's like if Silicon Valley in New York City had a baby in China. That's how I would describe Shenzhen. And it's like the very southern point.
See that guy waiting for somebody to give him a job?
Of China in Guangdong province, right above Hong Kong.
It's also a big smuggling town. That's where they go.
My dad kind of had that Christopher McCandless Into the Wild dream. And he took me and my brothers and my mom to Colorado.
So this guy is only walking around during like rush hour, morning and night. You'll see the time of the day. That's when the most people are out. So that's why they're filming around him. So it looks a lot fuller in his videos for that reason.
To a small town with like 6,000 people, way up in the Rocky Mountains.
There's also a lot of B-roll, like I said.
And we just lived there. Just a very calm.
Still, in a city of 7 million people, you'd be like, okay, that looks about right. There are 27 million people allegedly in this town.
Childhood. In Shenzhen, you don't need a car.
Same with Manhattan, technically downtown Chicago.
The subway systems are incredible. They're all new.
Mm-hmm. And you ever seen the Tokyo subway? They have a lot fewer people.
Up to date and incredibly cheap. And so me and my wife, it will cost us like 60 cents to get home on the subway. The kids ride the subway for free. So, I mean, by the end of the month, all included costs for transportation have to be less than $50. One of my favorite parts about the subway stations in China is a lot of them lead to underground malls.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's true, because there's so much life going on up top. You want to come downstairs. You can't walk around up top because there's nobody there.
Subterranean shopping extravaganza. Like,
empty.
Think about it. Above us right now, the whole city's just walking.
No, it isn't.
Going about their day. and we're below them in
where the actual people are.
Some spectacular mall. And it just blows my mind sometimes because the whole world's existing above us.
Like, it looks like an outlet store in Toledo.
It's time to pick the
All right, this is him picking up his kids.
Kids up from school. You even have to beep the kids in and out, and it's an electronic system. That's for my son. That's
the little like robot guy that
for my daughter. Come here. It's really not that expensive to raise kids here. Per semester, 6 months.
By the way, his wife is not Chinese. They met in Tahiti, and I think she's maybe Indonesian or something like that.
Including food for both kids. We paid like $300. He played with you a lot of times? Is he Ultraman? As a father, I think my mental health living in China was a lot better, simply because I don't have to worry about things like school shootings, for
You hear the music in the background?
instance, or my children being kidnapped from the park.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about shootings or
Two weeks after the attack on a kindergarten in the Chinese city of Taixing that left 32 injured, among them 29 children, life is slowly returning to normal. And while the attacker has already been found guilty and sentenced to death, many still feel uneasy.
The death penalty is a good thing. What would people have said if he hadn't received it? When a man is attacking innocent children, there's something seriously wrong.
As far as I'm concerned, the government's not telling us how they're dealing with the situation. There's been very little information on this in the press.
While the attack made headlines nationwide, Chinese media is now no longer allowed to report on the details surrounding the case, as the government moves to stem the debate about what could have driven a 30-year-old man to attack innocent children with a meat cleaver. 4 remain in critical condition. At the kindergarten itself, little evidence remains of the attack, and staff like the Chinese press are reluctant to talk about the details of that day.
Why? Because the government won't let them talk about it. Also, if I may, they go on to...
When a man armed with a knife... The attack on the Taixing kindergarten is not an isolated incident. 5 others have been attacked in the last 6 weeks.
5 other kindergartens in 6 weeks.
The most recent on the 12th of May.
The most recent on the 12th.
When a man armed with a knife killed 7 children at a school in central China. The debate about what has driven the attacks is attracting a lot of attention, with some pointing to flaws in China's political system driving these people over the edge.
There is no fucking excuse. But think about the number of school shootings and think of people going on rampages with knives on toddlers in kindergartens and elementary schools. Think about like the school shootings that we have where you're like teenagers opening fire, fuckers, blah, blah, and all the stuff we talk about. These are grown men who go on stabbing sprees on stabbing toddlers in the head. And these are what are called revenge against society killings. Now, let's listen to this guy tell CNBC why he prefers China to this, and you might now realize why he has to sign his children out from behind a metal gate with a card. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong. I'm playing here.
Things like school shootings, for instance, or my children being kidnapped from the park. My kids, they're growing up not bilingual, but trilingual. My wife speaks French with them, I speak English with them, and they're going to school learning Mandarin all day. My wife doesn't work, she's a stay-at-home mom. When I went to see what the schools were giving to my children for food, I had to film a TikTok video on it. I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is what America should be doing.
It's because you're in a rich white, like foreigner school, so they're giving them the best stuff.
I had never left America until I was like 26 or 27 years old.
Yeah, this is where they get gullible. Hold on.
Red, white, and blue my whole life, man. But there was a certain time where I was like, I really want to see what's out there. 对，2个辣1个不辣。
Wow. 2 spicy, 1 not spicy. 2个辣。
2个辣1个不辣。
对。I wanted to teach English overseas, so I ended up in Shenzhen, China. During COVID, I got locked out of the country because, you know, the whole world shut down, and I ended up in Tahiti.
Hey, 你好。
That's where my wife is from.
有没有西瓜吗？
He wants watermelon.
And 2 babies.
Yeah, it was Western melon.
Came along.
That's what they call watermelon, is Western melon.
All right. And we moved back to Shenzhen in June of 2025, and we plan to stay here for the foreseeable future.
Oh, by the way, Xigua is the same as Xi Jinping. It's the XI, still spelled the same way. West and Xi are spelled the same way as different tones. But that's why when people go Xi Jinping or Xi Jinping or anything, why it pisses me off.
Driverless taxi. That's
Yeah, we have those in Vegas.
barely over $1.
Well, you certainly aren't keeping a person afloat, and the government owns them all.
Hey, 你好.
It's another form of public transportation to wow foreigners.
I like to get me a coconut water every day, but here I could pay with my hands.
Remember that? Same fucking place. That's literally the same box where the little girl was standing. You're only allowed to go to certain places.
Use the biometrics on your handprint.
Yeah, exactly. And you're only allowed to go to the same fucking 7-Eleven that the other dude went
And
to.
I don't need a wallet. I don't need a phone. And it's paid. I can take it. Just yeah. With my teaching job in China, I was
Sorry, his accent makes me mad.
making around 4,000
Just
American
it's not hard. 谢谢. Just not ugh.
dollars a month. So now in China, I'm a
2个辣1个不辣 1 not hot.
marketing manager. My base pay is around $3,500 a month, but with my TikTok and Instagram, which will easily put me over $4,500 a month.
By the way, you have to have a permit from the government to post to those things. They're illegal to post to in the country. If you're there working or any other reason, you're not allowed. So he is being paid by the Chinese government to do that posting.
Living here. Well, this is my apartment in Shenzhen.
Very exciting.
China. Start with the biometrics. I don't need a key.
Great. Neither do I. I have a thumbprint lock on my house too.
I could just use my thumb.
Yes, they're available. You can buy them on Amazon.
Thumbprint and come on in. Welcome. This is a 3-bedroom.
This is where it starts to get real, ladies and gentlemen.
Apartment, roughly around 1,000 American dollars a month, but it's in a pretty good part of the city. You can get much cheaper than this.
Yes, because there are ghost buildings all around him.
Here's the kitchen. Not very big. Don't drink the tap water. Oh.
This is important. And I want you to look at the filter that they have on the tap, and you still can't drink it.
Here's the kitchen. Not very big. Don't drink the tap water. Always boil it. Boil all the water here.
You know, I'm starting to think that maybe that's what you pay for in a nicer building.
Don't drink the tap water.
Look at that filter. That's attached after the fact to this, and they still can't drink it.
Always boil it. Boil all the water here.
Now, all of it. Don't drink anything while you're in the shower. Don't take a mouthful of water. You'll end up with a fucking stomach
This
virus.
is the living room. It's nice, spacious. Here's the balcony. Pretty good view. A little cloudy today, but not bad. And this is the 3rd bedroom. It was supposed to be an office, but kids always win, so now it's a toy room. So this is where the kids play.
That's a walk-in closet.
We only have 1 bathroom, 4 people sharing it, so it gets a little crazy. But here it is. Kids' room. Just enough to put both the beds for both the kids. This is our room, though, me and my wife's.
Well, you guys have plenty of room. That's the important thing.
Also,
couldn't maybe put one of the kids in one of the rooms and one of the kids in the other room, and then both of them could have enough room to play? And never mind.
Not a bad view. Big old open window. My Wi-Fi every month is roughly around 29 American dollars, and my
and completely monitored.
Electricity is close to $100. For the healthcare, I pay $90 a month, and that includes my 2 kids.
Mm-hmm. And you haven't had to use it, I bet.
The most convenient parts of life here is the delivery services. Anything can be delivered to your house within 15 minutes. We're talking about a phone charger, shampoo for your shower, or a meal.
Which is true in most major cities that have, you know, like Uber Eats and all that kind of shit. But also the robot, you're not allowed upstairs. So these are basically like a robot sentry that brings you your shit.
And I just
and look at how empty the hallways
order
are.
whatever I want. When the delivery driver gets here, he'll call me, and I'll just tell him to put it in the robot. Then he puts
Some of that person's been dead in their apartment for weeks.
it in the robot, and the robot takes it to my door.
Did the robot put those boxes on the floor?
My robot's here.
你好，buddy，这个我的。
Jigawoda? That's mine? This mine?
All right.
Nagawoda. That's mine. This is mine. You know.
Scooters, 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 scooters.
Okay, this is where it again starts to get real. Don't drink the water.
Scooters everywhere. It's a scooter paradise, man. They're flying everywhere. They don't abide by any traffic laws. They go on the sidewalks. They go on the road. They go down the wrong side of the road. They go sideways on the sidewalks. I've been hit by like 4 of them.
Sounds like the future. I can't wait for my toddlers to run around in the street.
Incredibly dangerous. And it's one of the things that frustrates me the most about living in a big city in China. In China, there is no concept of personal space. A lot of the times when you
yeah, you're in a communist country.
walk by the schools, the children, they'll say, Lawai or Wai Guoren.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the other thing he's pointing out is that when you walk around as a foreigner, as a white person or a black person, especially, they'll go Wai Guoren the most or Lao Wai. Wai Guoren is like outsider. It's not, they use it as the word like foreigner, but it really is meant to be offensive. Wai Guoren or Lao Wai is like old foreigner, or Lao Wai is, and Wai Guoren is foreigner, like outsider. Because Wai is there's Wai Mian outside, Li Mian inside. Guo is the country, so Wai Guo is outside the country. Ren person, Ren is a person. Like the money over there is renminbi, the people's money. Okay, so Wai Guoren means person from outside the country, and they should stay there. It's a fuck you.
It's like a foreigner, but you hear it all the time. So it's like some of the first words you learn. Lawai and Wai Guoren. I think it's more a curiosity thing because they don't see many foreigners.
When I went to Beijing the first time, I went to the Hutongs, which were these villages they bulldozed before the Olympics. They were outside the Forbidden City, and this little like probably 6-year-old girl saw me and she went, Wai Guoren, like that, pointing me out like she was Donald Sutherland in Body Snatchers, just like that. And she said, she goes, Wai Guoren, and I go, 中国女孩子, 中国女孩子, like Chinese little girl. And she was like, and ran away because she didn't expect me to speak Chinese.
So
yeah, Auslander, that's exactly right. It's a fuck you.
When they see you, Lawai, Wai Guoren.
It's not a compliment.
I speak a little bit of Mandarin.
I hate this.
Need it for daily life. Simple conversation.
He's been there 10 years. I can't, like this.
But I'm not fluent.
Yeah. 10年他不会说中文。
什么时候你过来深圳吗？
什么时候你过来深圳? How long ago did you come from to
5年了。
to Shenzhen? 5年, 5 years, yeah.
5年。
啊，
Oh, 5 years, cool. 你喜欢深圳吗？
Do you like Shenzhen? 你喜欢? 喜欢 is like you can ask a question two ways. You can say ma at the end, which is a question particle. It's like a spoken question mark. Ma. You say a sentence and then put ma at the end, and turns into that's what most fundamental speakers do. The other thing you can do is say the verb and negate it, which is put a bu in front of it. So you could say 你喜欢不喜欢深圳? You like, don't like. It's literally what it means, but that's oftentimes a more comfortable way of saying it. Foreigners will always use ma, but anyways.
还比较喜欢吗？
It's okay. 比较喜欢. Nah. And it means kind of like, and you?
Walmart! So you can get the whole chicken for $5. You can get a whole crate of eggs for about $2.50.
Right, which is about what you'd find in the United States.
It's the biggest beer I've ever seen. That's a beer. Like, dang, dude. Gotta get some nuts. That's healthy. That's only $2 for these.
Check the back.
It's all that chicken in there. It's only $1.
Yeah, the monosodium glutamate's free.
It's on discount right now.
I know I seem kind of disgruntled about all this stuff, but this kind of sales pitch bullshit annoys me.
Some sort of apple juice.
Some sort of apple juice. That's my favorite kind.
$1. I'm gonna get that. Month by month with the groceries and eating for a family of 4, it can vary. So if I go to the Walmart here in China, I can literally fill up the entire grocery cart from bottom to top for $100 American dollars. Before you romanticize moving to China, you have to realize it's not an immigration country.
Right. This is welcome everybody who believes no human being is illegal. Guess what? 600 million Chinese people will disagree with you.
And if you overstay your visa here, you will be caught and you will be deported.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I love this city. Moving to China was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. I met my wife, I had kids, I never planned on being a father. I think if I would have never moved and I would have stayed in America, I would be living a much different life and probably not a life that I'm proud of.
What does that mean?
I would love to stay in China forever. You never know where life's going to take you. But,
well, you're not going to.
But if all the stars...
They are going to kick you out.
...align perfectly, I'll be here forever.
Great. As soon as they see that you shit-talking scooters, they're going to ask you to leave.
In Shenzhen.
Why isn't his wife weighing in? Dr. 13, I think you've hit on something. This is key. Hold on, right here. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Also, Evelyn says, it shows how wonderful it is. The people are oppressed. Don't forget. Yeah. This is one of those things where like Jimmy Dore and others will watch shit about China and then go, see how amazing it is? Was it Sagar and Andretti? It was like, would it be nice to live in a real country? Please turn gifts on your live stream. YouTube gave me 300 jewels and I like it. Oh, thank you so much. I will do that. I don't know how to do that, but I will find out. I will do it by next show. Wish me luck. Thank you. And this is the tail end. Yeah, goodbye. All right. Anyways, so if you'll notice, this guy and this guy both they're both in Shenzhen, but they both go to the same fucking sites. And each other's, when you watch their videos, they're all going to the same 9 places. Now, when you see a tourist video of something in New York, you might see Times Square, you might see Radio City Music Hall, you might see somebody out in Central Park in some place, so like one of the places, the ice rink in Rockefeller Center or in the park or something along those lines. You'll see like those known spots, right? But nobody is going to the same fucking vending machine in Brooklyn. You met your wife, so you married someone before you met her? Yes. He's a drug trafficker. Well, it might be. Your wife said something that would inspire the Chinese women to vote. Yeah, revolt. Yeah, that was absolutely. They don't all go to the same bodega. That's exactly right. That's my point. Like, it's so stupid. And this guy is singularly. Is it just, yeah, this guy is singularly. He's selling this app in this whole thing. That's why he's got a green card, because it's his job. And you'll notice, like, they sent it. This is during they sent him to the train station during the big Shenzhen like consumer electronics show. That's when the most people from around the world are there. It's kind of like Chinese New Year almost, where everybody's in town at once. And then that's where they get all the crowded footage. More than likely, the dude from the CNBC thing was doing the exact same thing. He's walking around during the same time of the year when they're just full of fucking people. But the key in this, and like, never mind the B-roll. And I want this, the most important part of this, and I'm going to leave you with this. I know I went way over, but this drove me fucking crazy. Never mind the fucking child stabbings that they don't talk about. But this part, and feel free to share this video with the China show guys. I'd love to have them back on at some point and talk to them about this. But it's fucking empty for a city that big. Like, if you go to a grocery store, a night market or something where people have to buy food, if there's people and there's the only place you can go, there's going to be a few people around, but not 27 million people's worth. Chongqing, which is a city I enjoyed when I was there, supposedly has 35 million people in it. 35 million people. And I could walk around in the shopping district with my arms out and not bump into anybody. That's fucking impossible. China's North Korea with better PR? Yeah, and more land. China, I'm with Lay's Real Talk. I don't know if you guys have seen Lay. I'd love to have her on the show at some point and talk to her. She's started doing interviews. But she talks about this stuff, and again, take everything with a grain of salt, as you do. But let's see, scroll up here, will you? What's going on? Why are you not scrolling? I don't know. It's weird. Okay. This is her. Hold on. Scroll over here. Lay's Real Talk. This is her. She's probably done the most comprehensive breakdown of the population I've seen in a long while. And her attitude is that it's probably close to maybe like 600 million tops. Let's see if there's the yeah, there's a. Yeah, she is. Like, it's in here somewhere. But anyway, so she, like, if you check out her stuff, she's, tell her I sent you. But she's really broken down the, somewhere in the order of 500 to 600 million people. So the idea that we're going to salvage our country by selling a bunch of shit to them is just stupid. I got here late, so I appreciate your perseverance. You're very welcome. I'm about to sign off, so scroll back and watch. But this is a crucial aspect of this whole thing. And let's see, Lay's Real Talk. I'll look at the population one. Let's see if I can find the video for you guys just to show you. Yeah, China. Yeah, here you go. China's former premier speak the forbidden truth about population. There we go. So I'll open it in this one. Yeah. This is boink. Is this Li Keqiang that she's talking about? Circle the China population, claim the Chinese population. Yeah, China's form. I don't know Li Keqiang by eyeballing him, but Li Keqiang made the case as well that there are 600 million people in China. Far less than half of what they say. These ghost cities aren't like, oh my God, they just built like crazy. It's a bluff. They built empty cities to make it look like they have the population coming to lie to the rest of the world. They're fucked. And this is not something I wish on the Chinese people. This is a factor of the government. This is a factor of the people in charge who, beyond even the one-child policy, obliterated their population through, toxic chemicals, illness, bad health care. It's sad. And why? And I guess the biggest answer is, and this is, I'll leave you guys with this. If you had a country where in the big cities like Shanghai, you had something like 30% youth unemployment, and you had 1.4 to 1.6 billion fucking people, why in the world would you build one robot to do anything? Right? Why would you do that? Why, you got all these people around that need work. You're a communist country, so in theory, you could put them to work even if they don't want to. And somebody was saying, to what end? Okay, the primary reason is because to maintain the illusion of labor until they can get a toehold and become a rich country. They want to be like Dubai kind of, or Saudi Arabia. And the other reason is that they're competing with India for water. That's what Tibet is about. Neither one of them, you can argue that India cares more about the Tibetan culture certainly than China does, because they don't at all. But they both need the glaciers. China more so because they're selling food to the other Asian countries. It was the theory, is that they're trying to be the fundamental supplier for Southeast Asia by hook or by crook. So that's why they're lying about their population being higher than India's, because India's is definitely over 1 billion. If you look at Calcutta, you look at the big cities in India, there's definitely a lot of people in those countries. They are stacked. There's shit in all the rivers. There's tons of people everywhere because of the volume of human beings in the country. China is nothing like that. And it's because there just aren't that many people. And anyway, so I'm going to leave you guys with that. That part, that video from that dude drove me crazy because everywhere he walked, it was fucking empty. And I was like, oh, there's some people. And then I went, oh my God, that's the same street from a different day, even a different year. And then that other guy's video came up right after it. And I'm like, oh my God, they're in the same fucking place. They're buying food with their palm at the same store. They're using the same ropes. They're using the same drone drop place. They're in the same train station. And it's almost the same fucking angle of the building. Like you're only allowed to look at it from that angle. And being there, having filmed there, that's what I experienced. Don't even get me started on when we were filming one of the very few Muslim mosques in China. That got sketchy real fucking fast. I'll see if I can dig up the footage. We got to do that. We got to cover that someday. Because I have footage of it somewhere of me walking around filming on my phone before I went with the crew to film where the mosque was. And it was like, I'm like, oh, fuck. I walked through 2 gates to get in here. This might as well be a fucking prison. Would they let you go to Beijing? Not now. I would not go to China right now. There's no way. Because they wouldn't let me come back. Taiwan, go in a heartbeat. If you ever get a chance, go to Taiwan. It's lovely. You want to see true Chinese culture, go to Taiwan. It exists there. All the best chefs and the scholars and the Buddhists and all that stuff fled the country when the communists took over. They went to Taiwan and they preserved Chinese culture in its original form there. Everything else in China is a performative bullshit version of Chinese culture. The Buddhist temples are they're like hard rock cafes. Other than that, I have no opinion. All right, you guys are awesome. I'll let you guys go. I know I stayed over, but that part drove me crazy, so I kind of had to. All right, much love. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. And don't forget, it's we have to always remember it is Motang Monday.
Michigan gave us Motang, gave us Motown, gave us the Mustang.
Just remember, Trump's brain fade is not new. See you tomorrow.
Still warm with a ghost of us. Naming my mouth cuts too much. Half a thought and it folds in two. Like a bruise leaves a mark on me. You don't hurt in my shaking hand. Know something I don't understand. Like ghosting at the edge of me. Something there that I just can't see. You hear that too? Or is it just me? Downside out, downside out. I need to go where I don't belong. Downside out, downside out. I need to go where it feels so It's the same sad song, empty space that was here all along. Every step is a borrowed shape, every second a vain escape. Laughter crying out for sin, summer stealing the autumn wind. There's a face that I almost know through a window where I won't go. If you're there, don't let me see. Downside out, downside out. I need to go where I don't belong. Downside out, downside out. I need to go where it feels so still so it wouldn't ruin. Now it moves in the things I do, in my hands, in the way I speak, in the cracks when I try to sleep. And you sit like you always did, never answer, just nod your head.